tonight, he and Mike Miller could possibly get into one of those two-guard shootouts.
And that's going to be a key matchup because the offensive flow is something that the Cavaliers definitely need, but Miller is a key point for them. Ricky's going to play defense on him tonight.
Austin, let's keep you at work. Let's take a look at how this one breaks down, our keys to the game tonight, and what do you see as the most critical and the primary effort that the Cavaliers need to take care of tonight?
They must defend because the defense is key. In their 4 home wins, defense has set the 4 wins up. Physical on the boards. The Grizzlies are a weak or rebounding team. In a 48-minute game, the Grizzlies struggle a lot in that third quarter. Cavs have to come out ready to play for 48 minutes.
Somewhat of a desperation mode, as we said, for Paul Silas. Why? Because Denver and the LA Clippers back-to-back, right back to the West Coast next week for the Cavaliers. So Paul Silas and the Cavs want to put an end to this 5-game losing slide. And at 73 years young, UB Brown still calling the shots. Of course, 5 years with Atlanta, 5 with the New York Knicks, and now with the Memphis Grizzlies. Settle back and enjoy it. We're going to get you the hoop on this Saturday night here on the Cavaliers Television Network. Bennett Salvatore, Leroy Richardson, Mark Davis blow the whistles tonight. Post up for LeBron James. James will come to work, and the floater falls. That's something the Cavaliers haven't been doing a lot of late in the 5-game losing streak.
And you know what, Michael? That's something that they have been trying to concentrate on is why have a 6'8" guard if you don't use him? I thought that was a smart way to start the game.
Ilgauskas will get whistled for the personal foul by Leroy Richardson. Tonight's series matchup brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, get the feeling. As we said, last year the Cavaliers absolutely destroyed twice by the Memphis Grizzlies, who almost put up 130 points in each game that they beat the Cavaliers.
You're right. They seem to have their best games against the Cavaliers, and a lot of teams have done that so far this year.
Off the Pau Gasol miss, Ricky Davis check it, Jason Williams. Mike Miller will come up firing. Michael Stewart to take down the Miller miss. LeBron James in the open floor. James with a good dish to the reversing Ira Newble.
LeBron James always having the head up, always looking forward, and the Cavaliers running the floor, taking advantage of quick offense.
Ira Newble last night, 28 minutes off the bench, went for 12 points, 5 boards, 4 of them came at the offensive end, and he can get out and run the break as Mike Miller will cash out the jumper.
Well, I would say that suspension woke him up. That's what that was about. He realized that he likes to play this game and not have his money taken from him.
As most do.
You're right.
In this league, huh? Now LeBron James wheeling around Jason Williams and had the basketball slapped away. This is where Jason Williams is so tough at the open floor. That pull-up tray, back heel, Ricky Davis will run it down. Numbers for the Cavaliers. Give it up to Ira Newble. It would not go down for Newble as he got point-blank range. Look at the wraparound from Jason Williams going into his offensive bag of tricks for Jake Sakalides.
See, no communication, Michael. There's no way you can have a guy who's that slow of foot get that wide open. It has to be miscommunication.
I'll leave it at 4 apiece. Newble being checked by Mike Miller. That Newble lob never got to Ilgauskas.
Lazy pass.
Jason Williams turned the corner. Michael Stewart rebuffed him. Swatted it away. LeBron James to raise up and ring up that jumper.
Now, Michael, that's fundamentally sound there. If you're going to run the break, you run it in the middle like he did and stop at the free throw line. You usually get that shot 90% of the time. He'll knock that down.
Real good to see LeBron James off to a very involved and solid beginning on the offensive end. Here's James Posey teeing up that 3.
But when he does that, he plays a lot better game.
Ricky Davis the trigger. Sakalides to take down Davis's first jump shot attempt of the night.
See, the first shot of the night like that, Michael, coming on a break like that, you got to go inside. Take it inside. See, explore your options. Don't settle for an easy shot.
Cavaliers will double Mike Miller. The rookie of the year 2 seasons ago, Pau Gasol, who took his scoring average up from 17 to 19, lost at LeBron James, hopping his way to the hole. Now that's special. LeBron James taking it to the hoop.
LeBron realizing that they were slow getting back, took advantage of it.
20 seconds.
UB Brown's going to get a 20-second timeout as LeBron James off to this quick 6-point beginning, and James oozing with energy tonight here at the gun.
But what he does, he gets his head up right away, gets into the middle on the break, all fundamentally sound. That's why good things are happening.
Now LeBron James is starting out a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor and has assisted on the other Cavalier hoop. I want to remind you, Cavalier fans, time to put a DiGiorno pizza in the oven on this Saturday night. We know you're hungry, and the official pizza of the Cavaliers in Gun Arena will hit the spot. We guarantee you available in your grocer's freezer. Last 3 or 4 games, rather lethargic starts for LeBron James, Austin. And we said when matchups dictate, the Cavalier coaching staff telling us, well, they want to find ways for LeBron to post up and be able to get in the paint against smaller defenders.
Well, when you look at it, Michael, all the time he will have that advantage regardless playing the point guard position. And so why not take advantage? I would start every game out coming off that pick, posting him up.
Here's Mike Miller trying to give it up. That's the second time that Pau Gasol has fumbled the basketball out of bounds. Turnover, Memphis.
Cavaliers having a good help, strong side defense that time, because what happened was when the defense sagged in on him, he had to rush his shot. He threw the ball away. Cavs get it back.
Ira Newble looking at LeBron James with 6-foot Jason Williams on him. James with that bounce pass to Yogi Stewart. Ilgauskas all over the offensive glass. Zadrunas giving the Cavaliers a fresh 24. He wants to take Sakalides. Z wanted to step through up and under, and he got Sakalides off his feet.
Good move by Z because he hasn't been going back to that left side. He did a lot of that last year. This year, he's starting to go back to that left side. He's great at that pump fake. He drew the foul, goes to the line for 2. Nice little up fake, gets him off his feet, goes to the line for 2.
So Zadrunas in his 7th year at 7'3" out of Lithuania. Zadrunas will look to complete the pair for the free throw stripe. Z went for the 14 points at 6 of 10 for the floor. Now you see Zadrunas in his last 9 up near 60% from the floor as he shot it very, very well, and saying he's much more comfortable now after going through that adjustment period in Paul Silas's offense.
Well, it's all getting used to playing with new players, and a guy like LeBron, you have to understand how to play his game. Z didn't have the good fortune of playing in the summer league, so he didn't really know how to play on the floor with LeBron out there.
Ira Newble will take down the missed jump hook from Jake Sakalides. So one thing about Newble, he's 6'7". He likes to get to the glass.
Yes.
Davis will turn the corner. Ricky's going to get to the free throw line as he went to work and from top to bottom picked up the foul on Pau Gasol.
What I'm noticing so far, Michael, is the Cavaliers can get what they want when they want to go to the basket. And don't settle for the outside shot. You can take this team inside, and they seem to reach a lot instead of moving their feet.
Ricky with 25 last night. He got off with a jump shot early, but tonight trying to attack the rim.
Well, that time the weak side defense was a little late getting there. By that time, Ricky was already in doing his thing, and it was good to see Ricky get to the line. Cavaliers
start 4 for 4 from the free throw stripe and have opened up an 8-point lead, trying to end the 5-game losing slump. Cavaliers got to 4-7 with that win 10 nights ago over the LA Clippers as Pau Gasol will deposit his first hoop of the night.
Hey, I love his game, Michael. He's, for a guy 7 foot, he can play, he can put it on the floor, he can go over top, you can go around you. He's a solid player.
Rookie of the year 2 seasons ago, averaged over 17 a game, took it up to 19 a game in his 2nd year last season. And Jake Sakalides all tangled up with Zadrunas Ilgauskas. Sakalides, who came over in the Brevin Knight deal. Brevin Knight, former Cavalier, went out to Phoenix a couple days into the season, and Jake Sakalides in his 4th year out of Greece.
You know, what I like about LeBron now is he's got off to a good offensive style, but he's still not forcing it, letting the game come to him. Whoa.
How about that, huh? That's manly with an attitude from Michael Stewart, crushing it in a crowd as Ricky Davis broke down the Memphis defense.
What I think is happening is he's realizing he's had an opportunity to get some playing time. He's trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Michael Stewart starting last night. Talked to Michael about it. It was his first start since back in the 99-2000 season when he came from Sacramento to the Toronto Raptors. Earl Watson on the floor and misfiring on the jumper. LeBron James in a hurry, being checked by James Posey. Cavaliers starting off with a flourish on the offensive end. Zadrunas with a left hand. Oh, how pretty is that? As Z flew it underneath the rim.
He actually got bumped on that foul, too.
And Hubie Brown wants to get it stopped. Desperate Cavalier basketball team They want one tonight, have to have one, and they're on a 12-2 run to start this one as Michael Stewart in traffic. Strong to the goal and finishing. Cavaliers by 10. The first 6 minutes of this with 3 for 3 from the floor and starting early with his offense.
You know, Michael, I think posting him up early is a key because it gets him mentally, like you said, into the game early. And now he's taking advantage of what the offense gives him. LeBron James off to a fast start.
And LeBron with 36 minutes last night in Detroit, but in the first half only had 2 field goal attempts. Went 1 for 2 for the floor, wound up with 7 assists. But certainly a different looking LeBron James here tonight, 24 hours later.
Well, when you think about it, that's the sign of a good player, I think, is a guy who wants to redeem himself from the bad performance he had the night before. Good, solid opportunity for LeBron early in the game.
Cavaliers with an opportunity to put away one of the best in the East, the Detroit Pistons last night. But let a 5-point lead slide away late. This is Mike Miller, and he has hit the home run. That 3 ball goes down for Miller.
Well, that's one guy that you definitely have to stay on. He doesn't seem to be off to a fast start this year, but you got to make sure that you keep him under control.
And LeBron James turned the corner. So UB Brown substituting Earl Watson at 6 foot for Jason Williams at 6 foot. And now here comes Shane Battier, one of Carlos Boozer's teammates on that 2001 Duke Blue Devil National Championship squad. Battier in his 3rd year in the NBA. Ilgauskas from deep. He's going to come up flat. This ball foul is going to go on Jake Sakalides, I believe, says referee Mark Davis.
It's because Yogi...
Oh, no, he got Michael Stewart instead.
Oh, boy. I thought Michael was going to get that call because he was moving it. Look at Sakalides. He got him hooked around his elbow. How could they call that against Michael Stewart?
And the Grizzlies already with 4 team fouls. Here comes Stromile Swift. Swift, who was a number 2 pick in that draft a couple of years ago. Swift, of course, out of LSU. Kenyon Martin went number 1. Swift went number 2. And Darius Miles went number 3 out of East St. Louis High School.
Now, Michael, this is the group that the Cavaliers have to be very careful with because their bench has been really producing numbers here lately.
And last year, Stromile Swift, who was going to jack up that jumper. You know UB Brown won't like that.
No, he sure won't.
Just checking into the game, and Swift firing the jumper.
Look at UB. You can tell.
Yeah. Love the facial expressions. UB Brown, a terrific coach.
Yes.
One of the outstanding veteran bench bosses in this league. And of course, as you said, 5 years with the Atlanta Hawks and then 5 with the New York Knicks. Ilgauskas, face-up jumper, a little bit too shy.
Michael, you cannot settle for those shots now. This team will give you the inside play. Take advantage of it.
Miller being hounded by Ira Newble. Gasol. Gasol a little bit too strong as he went glass.
Z cut his angle off. Good defense by Z.
Ricky Davis underneath the Newble. Now Ira's going to step back and stick it. That rainbow jumper from Ira Newble.
Newble seems to have found a new life since the suspension. He seems to be, I think I better wake up and play basketball now.
Ira Newble apologized to Paul Silas and to his teammates as Michael Stewart had the rejection on the bouncing Mike Miller. But Stewart's going to get hit for that Cavalier foul after the outburst last Saturday night in Atlanta. So you look at Mike Miller come to work here at practice Monday morning. Ira Newble and Paul Silas had their conversation, cleared it up. Paul Silas said no grudges held, move on, and Ira Newble knows he came to this basketball team with an opportunity to be a big contributor.
Right. Well, when you think about it, again, like we said at the beginning, Michael, it's changing of the culture of the team. The team has to be, if you're going to have a winning team, you only need just good athletes. You got to have a good surrounding atmosphere around here. So what you have to do is change some of those losing ways and losing thinking. Cavaliers are on their way to changing the way they thought about basketball games. Now they are going forward in a new direction.
Now, Paul Silas saying that's imperative for this ball club to take necessary steps. Ilgauskas went down deep to LeBron James. That's an easy deuce as James at 6'8" had Memphis defenders buried underneath the rim.
And there's no way you can run that now. The way Silas would play in the old days, they would run that play for LeBron until they stopped it. And if it didn't stop it, they keep running.
Earl Watson slashing inside, and there's Stromile Swift on that throwdown, crashing the offensive glass.
You have to keep a body on that young man because he's very active. If you don't keep a body on him, he will do that all night long.
Cavaliers saw far too much of that in the 2 losses to Memphis a year ago. LeBron James got shoved down on the baseline as again Zydrunas Ilgauskas and Z, one of the very fine big man passers that we have in the NBA.
Z making a nice move to LeBron there. A little bit too quick for him, but the reason why, because he was being held down low. But when you take a look at what's going on with the situation here, you have to milk this, Michael. You have to take it and run this situation until Memphis changes their guard position. Now they're bringing Wesley Person in to try and slow LeBron down as far as that little post-up is concerned.
A former Cavalier. Spent 5 years here in the Cavalier colors. LeBron James will split the pair from the line. LeBron, who has moved that free throw percentage up near 70% now with 9 in the opening quarter. So Wes Person, who averaged 12 a game in 5 years with the Cavaliers. That pick and fade for Paul Gasol. Look at LeBron James showing you the great hops. The sky after the miss. Ricky Davis came up too strong. That's Chris Mim, the 7-footer out of Texas, with a very deft putback.
Chris Mim is starting to show some of the things that the Cavaliers felt they had when they drafted him. He's running the floor well. He's doing it, playing inside. He's even starting to be a little physical inside.
At times, yeah. Gasol will duck baseline, and he's going to get to the free throw line on the Cavalier foul that is going to go on Chris Mim. Chris last night, I thought, was absolutely exceptional in 29 minutes and a bigger workload without Carlos Boozer. 14 points and 13 boards on 7 of 9 shooting from the floor.
He was awesome. I mean, he played the game. I think he hit the go-ahead basket for him on a fast break situation, but he held his own inside. And when you hold your own inside against the Pistons, you're doing a pretty solid job.
Now the current numbers on Paul Gasol, as we said, over 19 points a game a year ago. Gasol just missed a couple of throws. We're told that Jason Williams has left due to spasms that have cropped up in the back. And he is going to return. Probably got spasm trying to chase LeBron James, huh?
That's called LeBron spasms.
Davis duck baseline. Battier with the rejection. Chris Mim. Mim going to work again offensively. Jump hook, it's perfect. Couple of quick field goal hits for Mim.
When you do the proper things, Michael, good things happen to you. That time he was in motion while the play was in. He was moving himself into position. The ball popped right in his hand. He laid it back in.
Cavaliers by 13. Gasol gave it up top. This is Earl Watson. Not able to triple. LeBron James on a push out.
Something's going to happen.
James going to go all the way to the hole and finger roll.
LeBron James off to a flying start.
LeBron James with 11 first quarter points. Energy, enthusiasm, and some desperation for the Cavaliers tonight. Looking off, LeBron James, and gliding to the rim. 23-8 Cavalier run. Cavaliers 23-8 blitzing going on here to open up this 15-point lead. Now coming up at tonight's telecast, be sure to watch for your chance to win a FunJet Vacations getaway for two to the Las Vegas MGM Grand, the city of entertainment, courtesy of FunJet Vacations, who ask, what's fun to you? I'll tell you what's been fun about the first just about 10 minutes tonight, Austin Carr, is that the Cavaliers, this is their third in 4 nights, but with a lot of bounce in their step and plenty of energy, getting the basketball up the floor in transition.
Let's hope that this is the trend starting here at home, that they understand a quick start at home gets the crowd in the ball game.
Earl Watson running through the paint and went glass for his first field goal hit of the night.
One thing about the Memphis team, because of Hubie Brown, they will execute their offense. Now, they might not shoot well some evenings, but they will run the offense, set the picks properly and everything.
Ricky Davis fading away. That is a tough jumper that went for Davis. How many hands in his face?
Right. Great body control by Ricky. Super shot.
First field goal make tonight. Davis 1 for 4 in the opening quarter. Cavaliers by 15. 90 seconds left here in the first stanza. Great to have you a part of it tonight. The Cavaliers Television Network. Watson, deep triple. LeBron James has whipped down his 5th board here of the night. James will give it up to Newble. Ira Newble will stroke the baseline jumper. How pretty is LeBron James to watch with his decision-making in the open floor?
It's flawless. It's just amazing to watch him play the game. He's a super addition to this team, and sooner or later the team will have his mark put on it, and then we'll be off to the races. Good pass.
James on the fly again.
Super pass.
Ilgauskas in traffic, and Z's going to get to the free throw line. Good look from Ricky Davis as he saw Zadrunas right there camped out in front of the rim. And while Z gets to the free throw line, we'll step aside. Station identification time all along the Cleveland Cavaliers Television Network. Wishing you a most happy Thanksgiving weekend. Michael Regai with Austin Carr as Zadrunas Ilgauskas connected on his first. And we want to welcome all of our affiliates along the Cavaliers Television Network. All 5 of you here in the Buckeye State, Columbus, Dayton, Lima, Findlay, and Bucyrus, and all of you as well in western Pennsylvania. In Pittsburgh. Great to have you with us tonight on the Cavaliers Television Network.
You know, Michael, everybody wants to know, well, what is LeBron's effect on this team? You just saw it right there. Ricky Davis would have taken that shot a year ago, but he looked for Z down low, even though he was in position to take the shot.
Stromile Swift misfiring inside. So as we approach 30 seconds left, the Cavaliers with a 33-point first quarter on 65%. Tough fadeaway, LeBron James. Ilgauskas on the send back. Z got it again. Cavaliers now can use it all inside the 22nd mark in the first quarter.
Good effort by the Cavaliers. Solid first quarter.
Crowd loves it here at the gun. Big, enthusiastic throng.
Ricky needs to just back him down to the free throw lane and go over top of him.
Davis now will start on Watson. Right. Ricky Davis to beat that buzzer and put it down.
Yes. That's exactly what he had to do, and he executed perfect.
The Cavaliers enjoying a 31-8 blitzing of the Memphis Grizzlies in the last 9 minutes and 39 seconds. 35-point first quarter for the Cavaliers, who sizzled at 61% for the floor. Is there more coming? Come on back to find out. Second quarter next on the Cavaliers Television Network. Huge first quarter for the Cavaliers. They take a 21-point advantage over the Memphis Grizzlies with this tremendous shooting in the first 12 minutes at 61%. For the Cavaliers, their best first quarter of the year, Austin, with 35 points on the board. And don't forget about the defensive end now. They harassed and harangued the Memphis Grizzlies into just 29%.
You're right, and that's been the key. Defensively, they have challenged every shot, and rebounding, they are doing exactly what they should do, and that's attack this team because they're a very weak team defending the rebound.
Let us take a look at how the Cavaliers have dominated the paint inside at both ends of the floor.
Here you Michael Stewart coming up with the block. Now Ricky giving up the pass to Michael Stewart, going in strong. Inside, Chris Mimm is Johnny on the spot. Right place, the right time. Cavaliers doing well in the paint tonight.
The Cavaliers hoping to build on this 35-point opening quarter. Darius Miles on the floor for the Cavaliers. Wes Person will run off that down screen. Person starts 0 for 2 in his return to Gundarena. This is Mike Miller for 3. That's going to come up very short. Shane Battier lost it. Bo Outlaw, the veteran, on the floor. Person to triple, and Wesley will knock it down.
Too many opportunities, they say on the playground. 3 for a quarter. They're going to hit one of them. And good scrappy defense by the Cavaliers, but they couldn't come up with the loose ball.
Wes Person averages 12 points per game in his 5 years as a Cavalier. And of course, we know shot 40% from home run range. Ira Newble off to a strong start. Ira with 6 points on 3 of 4 from the floor. That's Chris Mimm with that turnaround jumper that wouldn't go. Battier ripped it away from Davis.
Most teams do this to the Cavaliers when they come out hot like this. They go into a zone now to try and force the Cavaliers to shoot over the top.
Cavaliers thought they had the rip away, but Chris Mimm is going to get whistled for the personal foul.
For the Cavaliers, number 12, Kevin Ollie.
Nice pass inside by the Grizzlies, but they couldn't hold on to it. They called Chris Mimm for the quick foul.
There's Kevin Ollie, who was a big part of the Cavalier bench last night. Talking to Kevin as well on the way home from Detroit after the loss. He's been a veteran on some very good basketball teams as Wes Person throws it out of bounds. Kevin was telling me, Austin, he feels that the Cavaliers are getting very, very close to having some things come together as they develop some unity and some chemistry on the floor. The guys are pretty much just playing together for the first time.
And you're right, because what you see, I think, is a lot of guys are getting opportunities to play, which keeps everybody's interest peaked. And that's what you have to have, 10 or 12 guys all working in the same direction.
Wes Person has tripled again. Person with a couple of trays after he missed his first 2-point jumpers of the night. Not surprising from Wes. Gets inside the arc, can't hit, steps outside the arc. Pure money.
We've seen that before.
Oh, yeah. Now LeBron James taking Shane Battier. The kick out to Ollie. Ollie's runner came up short. So it's a 6-0 run to start this second quarter on a pair of Wes Person threes for Memphis.
You're right, and what you don't want is Wes Person to feel that he can start hitting those shots at will.
Stromile Swift forced that. And as you'll see a lot in the NBA, when referee Mark Davis, he saw a little contact, waited to see if the shot went down. When it didn't, blew the whistle on Chris Mimm.
Exactly right, and I hate that about referees. Why would you wait? If you think it's a foul, call it right away. Don't wait until you see if it's going in or not.
Now, how much did you try to bait officials to get whistles? Would you, if you were getting jostled and bumped, would you just try to get in their ear, maybe going back up the floor if you needed to?
Well, I'd always wait until you get over on the side.
For the Cavaliers, number 3,
right there with the referees right there, and I would talk to him, and you try and influence him, and always let him know, look, I'm looking to get body contact, and I'm trying to make a shot. But if he bumps me, you got to give me the call. Some of them will listen, and some of them get hard-headed.
Yeah, but you see, with you know what the problem was? You were just so strong. And when guys hit you, you had defenders flying off you that they figured.
They thought I was the one causing the contact.
Austin, you don't need any help getting your shot off. It became a problem for you. So they got a job on the floor for the Cavaliers now because Chris Mimm, that foul on Mimm was his third, so he had to sit down. Here's J.R. Bremer to the hoop. Give it up to Darius Miles. That's with an attitude as Miles took that down hard in traffic.
Well, you know, I really think coming off the bench, he's better suited for that, and because he can give that second unit some energy.
Well, that Cavalier foul up top is going to go on Darius Miles, and exactly right, Austin. I get the sense from Paul Silas and the Cavalier coaching staff that, especially when Carlos Boozer gets healthy and gets back in the starting lineup, that it might be Darius Miles' role for the rest of the season. Coming off the bench and trying to play with that second unit. Battier on the putback. Sagana Diop up to take down the Battier miss.
Well, what you have to try, though, is hope that the young man understands that himself and then fits into that role. But he would be perfect for energy coming off the bench because that's just as important as being a starter in this league.
Cavaliers now with the shot clock at 7. James against Person.
Ooh, good move.
LeBron James floating it up to the rim as he tried to take Wesley Person on the attack. Battier to raise up. Battier will miss the three.
Somebody's going to, oh, he decided to back off. I was going to say, somebody's going to in trouble when he gets the fast ball in the break like that.
Well, right now, it's LeBron James with J.R. Bremer, Kevin Ollie, Darius Miles at Sagana Diop. So Miles, in essence, playing the 4 spot. Cavaliers really want to get J.R. Bremer going.
Got to get him started.
Been putting in a lot of extra shooting work. Shot clock at 2. Darius Miles is going to load up a 3 that goes.
He had a chance to get his feet set, shoulder square to the target, release it. Good shot by Darius. Good swing ball by J.R. Bremer.
Miles with a quick 5. Battier and Bo Outlaw trying to play pick and roll. Outlaw on the repost. Miles staying down on Outlaw. Got a piece. LeBron James up to yank off the miss from Bo Outlaw. 6th board of the night. James drawing oohs and ahs with his look away to Kevin Ollie as the Cavaliers turn it over. No Darius Miles coming off the bench for the 2nd straight night. Darius Miles attacking the 10 to put the Cavaliers up 19. Got an arena with plenty of charge, plenty of electricity tonight as the Cavaliers have bounced away to this 19-point lead 2nd quarter against the Memphis Grizzlies. You're going to want to be a part of this action and enthusiasm as we take a look at the upcoming Cavaliers home schedule. And the Cavaliers are going to take out Sharif Abdur-Rahim and the Atlanta Hawks next Saturday at the Gun at 7:30. And Vince Carter and the Toronto Raptors. They're going to have Jalen Rose with them. We'll tell you more about that. They'll be in December 9th. Cavaliers calendar giveaway, first 10,000 fans. Ben Wallace and those defensive excellent Detroit Pistons on December 11th with a Giant Eagle and Kraft Rally Towel giveaway for the first 10,000 fans. Tickets on sale now at the Gun box office. All Ticketmasters or at ClevelandCavaliers.com. Representatives standing by right now to assist you. You saw that number to call. LeBron James has had a hand in. Now LeBron with 11 points of his own. You add 3 assists to that and 7 rebounds. He has come out with a purpose this evening.
Yes, he has, and you can tell the young man understands what time it is for his team, and he's starting to look at the home court as his baby, and that's what you have to do to win in this league and be a contender.
Pau Gasol now trying to operate against Sagana Diop and lost the basketball. The Grizzlies have yet to post tonight, huh? They have really not shown up. Darius Miles on the float to the rim. Miles lost it on the baseline. And Grizzlies look like they've got a hangover from that West Coast trip and the 3 losses in a row, the latest being last night at home to Minnesota.
You're right. They are really going at a slow speed, offensively and defensively. They're step slow this evening.
7-foot Pau Gasol. That shot to usually go down for Gasol, and he is 1 for 5 from the floor tonight. Ricky Davis will fade away. Paul Silas telling his ball club to get back. James Posey did not finish.
Boy, Cavaliers must take advantage of the mishaps of this team.
Jumper over the top of Gasol from Darius Miles wouldn't go down. See, 94 feet up and down. This is the type of game Memphis likes to get you into.
You're right.
Miles Swift had it lost, and off his knee is J.R. Bremer with the quick hands. Another Memphis turnover. The Cavaliers have missed 6 straight shots, but Memphis not taking advantage of it.
And see, this is when the Cavaliers have their problems, Michael, is they get a lead and then they go through a stretch where they miss 6 or 7 shots in a row and they give up 6 or 7 shots. What's happening now is Memphis is not able to hit those shots, so the Cavaliers aren't losing any ground like they normally do.
Well, Paul Silas wants a timeout. This is going to be a full timeout, as the Cavaliers will talk about it, and probably, Austin, exactly what you're just mentioning regarding what's been going on the last 6 trips to the offensive end. Cavaliers lead it by 19. And the Cavaliers. Well, let's take a look at what is another busy Saturday night in the NBA, in addition to the Cavaliers with their 19-point lead over Memphis. Some others that got early start. The New York Knicks today in Madison Square Garden beat the New Orleans Hornets. Knicks starting to play better basketball. Tight one, Philadelphia entertaining Atlanta at the break at the Wachovia Center. Washington with a 5-point edge on Detroit at the MCI. And Miami's at home tonight to the Toronto Raptors. We'll keep tabs on all of these. And there are others that come up later on. J.R. Bremer to knock down a three. Hey, Paul Silas was using body English over here. Cavaliers really want to get Bremer started. Been putting in a lot of extra time shooting the basketball in practice.
Mark, he's such an important piece to that bench that you got to have him moving at 100%. Once he gets started, then you have pretty much some production coming off of your bench.
Biggest lead of the night for the Cavaliers after that Bremer tray as the Cavaliers are up by 22. Stolen away, James Posey. And the Cleveland product out of Twinsburg will solo for Memphis.
Well, you can see that one coming because he was riding Ricky coming up into the pick. You could see that coming right away. Perfect backdoor situation there. Memphis back into a zone.
Cavaliers running J.R. Bremer off picks. This is Sagana Diop. Diop with
left-handed hook shot.
And that went down for Diop.
Oh, I love to see a big man shoot a hook shot. Man, that is such an easy shot to hit if you learn how to make that shot.
Sagana went 27 minutes last night. The rip away from Wes Person. Ali will give it up. J.R. Bremer to go glass.
It's layup time. It's practice time. Cavaliers got to keep their focus, though. They must keep their focus.
UB Brown wants to get it stopped. This is a 24-point Cavaliers lead. Well, right now, the Cavaliers is taking advantage and making Memphis pay for shooting just 26% and turning over the basketball. Sagana Diop, look at the footwork. Drop step, deliver it with the left hand. Cavaliers big.
Take part in fun activities, including out-of-town.
Lead of the night by 24. We remind you another opportunities coming up in tonight's telecast. You'll have a chance to win a Fun Jet Vacations getaway for two to the Las Vegas MGM Grand, the city of entertainment. Courtesy of Fun Jet Vacations. What's fun to you? Stay tuned for the playing of tonight's game. How Gasol backing down. It just will not stay in the hole for Gasol. And now it'll be Cavaliers basketball on that loose ball foul against Stromile Swift. The co-outlaw is going to check back in.
Sagana really holding his own under the basket. He plays, he's learned so much from Paul Silas on how to defend inside. He already has a natural instinct for it, but he's getting much better with Silas's help.
J.R. Bremer ducking his way through. Bremer found Miles baseline, who didn't finish it. Mike Miller bouncing out. Miller will make that extra pass. It won't go down for Outlaw. And Pau Gasol is going to get to the free throw line. Memphis only 9 of 36 from the floor. And you can see UB Brown as we look down at that huddle. He telling his guys, you've got to keep crashing the glass until shots start falling.
You're right, and the Outlaw and Gasol going after the ball time after time after time. Finally get an opportunity to go to the line for two.
Make no mistake, though, this 7-footer that you're looking at right here has a deluxe game.
Yes.
Just an arsenal of offensive moves as the crowd here at the Gun reacting to the reappearance of LeBron James to replace Darius Miles. And LeBron has been stuffing the stat sheet tonight in his 16 minutes with 11 points, 7 boards, and 3 helpers.
He was the one that set the tone for the game. And it was almost like he was saying, enough of this losing. We're going to change this whole fortune tonight.
Paul Silas looking for his ball club to, he wanted him to adopt that feeling of desperation tonight.
Right.
Like it's a playoff game, like you're down 3 games to 2, and you got to have it. Yeah. Ricky Davis, is that a pretty take? Big step all the way to the hoop for the Ricky Davis finish.
And that to me is what happens when you play too much zone. Memphis has gotten into the zone. Now they're forgetting their man-to-man principles and not moving their feet.
Pau Gasol again showing those gifts that we just talked about as he smashed it on one big step to the hoop.
And he had a great offseason. I mean, he played well for his country. They did well. And I think they even won their division or whatever the division they played in. And he had a good offseason. And you can see this young man is a future star of this league.
Shane Battier stole the Ricky Davis pass. And Miller will lace the deep 3.
One thing you cannot do, Michael, because this team relies a lot on the outside game, and you can see the defense is really, they're resting on defense to try and score. They're zoning up, so you cannot let them get started from the outside. You have to keep your defensive intensity.
Cavalier lead down to 19. Bremer being checked by Outlaw. JR got it back. JR's got a fire. Fading away. Sagana Jop will battle on the glass, and that's going to be a loose ball foul as Jop went over the back of Bo Outlaw.
Number 52, Sagana Jop, is first.
It's number 1 on Sagana, but they're going to march to the other end because the Cavaliers are over the limit, and now Memphis will shoot them.
You're right, and again, going to the board like he should, but you have to understand you can't go over the back. You have to get even with the defender. When you're rebounding, you have to get even. You can't go over the back.
Bo Outlaw misfiring on his first. Hey, you know, a part of the Cavalier organization that Austin's a big part of, and we all are involved in, the Cavaliers Instructional Basketball League, presented by Medical Mutual, gives you boys and girls 3rd through 6th grade the chance to gain valuable basketball experience while also learning the coaching style of your prospective high school team. You can receive sessions, you'll have tournaments, a Cavaliers game ticket, and much more. Find out more, visit ClevelandCavaliers.com or call that number you see on your screen for details. Cavaliers Instructional Basketball League is something of great benefit to the youngsters during this season.
Well, Michael, it's a new concept, something that I am very much involved in, and I love it because it teaches what has been missing from the game, and that's fundamentals. And it teaches also how you should act as a human being off the court and on the court. And it's a good concept. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a nice summer.
It will be a terrific opportunity for the youth around Cleveland and all of the state of Ohio to get involved and learn to play basketball the right way, so be a part of it. Cavaliers lead is 18. Kevin Ollie operating against Mike Miller. Ricky Davis got to extend on that jumper. That's very pure over the top of Pau Gasol.
Why is it pure? For one reason. Ricky Davis is probably one of the best catch and shoot players in this league, and it's good to see him understanding that and taking the kind of shots he can hit. Whoa, Pau Gasol.
Rumbling to the hoop and sending it down hard off that pick and roll with Mike Miller. We hit 2:20 left in this first half of the Cavaliers with it and up by 18. Ollie trying to take Miller. This is Ira Newble back on the floor. Newble's got the stroke working tonight as he buries that baseline jumper. Ira's got 8.
Cavaliers moving the ball. They aren't getting stuck with the outside shot every time. They're getting nice little 10, 15-footers. You should be able to make those in this league.
Ira Newble trying to hand check Pau Gasol as he was operating baseline. And Gasol will get back to the free throw line as the Cavaliers are over the limit.
Well, what Gasol is, he's a right-handed guy. He loves to make his power moves to his left. When he goes to his right side, he will take 1 or 2 dribbles and stop. But when he goes to his left, he's looking to make the move all the way to the hoop.
Gasol really torched the Cavaliers last year, and as we said, coming off his Rookie of the Year season, he took another step up in the development of his game, averaging almost 20 points per game. And Austin, you really get the sense that the arrival of Hubie Brown really helped turn this ball club. A lot of guys with physical gifts. Well, you got to have physical gifts to be in this league, but Hubie Brown changed their mindset.
And that's what he's doing. The same thing that Styles is trying to do with the Cavs.
Yeah.
Change the mindset of these players, have them thinking more like winners, and also understanding how important it is to execute your offense.
Ira Newble in the crowd. Get it up in the glass. He and Ilgauskas check it back in together. Posey on a run out. Well, James Posey's going to trigger and bury that jumper, and here comes Memphis. They've got it back to just a 16-point deficit.
Well, what they're doing is they're using the zone to force the Cavaliers into confusion and not execute their offense properly, and then they're using that to get out on the break and score early baskets.
All right, how do you want to attack the zone from an offensive perspective?
You got to overload one side and then see what happens. Swing the ball to the weak side if it's not there.
And that helps, too, as Kevin Ollie slashing and Ilgauskas able to pass to a slasher coming to the hoop. Wiley's going to get to the free throw line. Don't forget, coming up on the Dodge halftime report, we'll take a look at this busy night in the NBA, the first half recap, and Austin will chat with Mark Osowski about the first 24 minutes of basketball.
He should be pretty happy.
I would think that Paul Silas is, but again, as we said, 24 minutes of basketball. And go 48 tonight to put away this Memphis ball club.
Right, and it's something that this young Cavalier team has not really taken to heart yet, not understanding that it's a 48-minute game. I don't care how well you play in the first 24, the next 24 usually decides the winner or the loser.
Shane Battier went to the rim and he crushed it. So now you can see Memphis, we've had 3-4 throwdowns for them at the offensive end?
Because the weak side defense, Michael, is too late getting there, something that they've been having problems with all season. Some of their problems are starting to show up now.
So Ilgauskas just going to get hit with a technical foul, says Leroy Richardson. Z wasn't happy. He thought Shane Battier flopped as Battier at 6'8" trying to check Ilgauskas on the low block.
What happened is Z going back, that was a flop. And Z got a little frustrated because he knew it was a flop. Battier very good at flopping. He did a lot of that in college.
James Posey to connect on the technical, levied against Ilgauskas.
And what you're feeling now, Michael, is the game is starting to change a little bit now. Cavaliers had the momentum, starting to switch to Memphis now because they're starting to play the zone defense. It slowed the Cavaliers down, and now they're starting to make some shots on the offensive end.
Cavaliers had a 49-25 lead. They were up by 24. And Memphis has gone on this 15-6 run to slice their deficit now down to 15 as we had 40 seconds left. As Chris Mims back, and so is Michael Stewart for the Cavaliers. Memphis got what they wanted. They've just about shaved the Cavalier lead in half here late second quarter.
Yes, they have.
Battier baseline on LeBron James will get whistled on a hold. There's only 4 on the shot clock when Bennett Salvatore blew his whistle.
You see, that is something that people learn as he gets a little bit more mature in this league, is that there's no need in fouling the guy like that because he doesn't make those tight shots all the time. He's a set shooter, so why foul him?
Battier was pretty much behind the glass. Would have been a tough jumper, and it went down. Look at where he is here, huh?
Exactly right. He'd had to shoot at an angle, going at full speed. Not too many guys in this league have that kind of body control.
Well, J.R. Bremer is going to come back. Here's some offense for defense for Paul Silas as he sits down Michael Stewart. Oh, Shane Battier, again, was a senior leader for Mike Krzyzewski in that Duke National Championship in 2001. Carlos Boozer was a sophomore starter on that ball club.
Yep.
Boozer has always raved about the lessons learned from Shane Battier.
Yes, he has. He talks very highly of Battier. And again, the Memphis zone has changed the second quarter in their favor.
Shot clock at 3. Ricky Davis too strong on the jumper. Look at Newble. Fade away. Not going to happen. Davis on a flying putback with .7 left.
Folks, that is athleticism at its best.
From both Ira Newble to get on the offensive glass, and then Ricky Davis. It was momentum Memphis until Newble kept it alive and watched Davis rising high to beat the first half buzzer. Cavaliers with a 57-point first half of basketball. Lead Memphis by 16. Halftime's coming up on the Cavaliers Television Network. Paul Silas's ball club. So Paul Silas saying last night that he likes the way that his club battled. Of course, the Cavaliers had the 79-74 lead up at the Palace in Auburn Hills with 5 minutes left, but then there were 6 possessions that came up empty. Ricky Davis, who had 25 points last night, a 12-point first half in his 21 minutes of work. And Davis, of course, took Earl Watson and deposited the jumper to beat the buzzer in quarter number 1. And Ricky said, I like that so much, the fly to the hoop to beat the halftime buzzer as well. So for Ricky Davis, consistency. Shot it well last night in Detroit and off to a 5 for 10 start. 4 assists also for Davis as well. Also, you see Ricky there being a little playful with Ira Newble. I don't think you can minimize the contributions that Newble has made tonight as a starter at that small forward spot. Ira with 17 minutes with 8 points and a couple of boards and solid defensive work in the opening half.
But I think that the Cavaliers definitely set a tone when Newble's in there, because he will play defense on that end. It's offensively is where he has to pick his game up.
All right, let's start quarter number 3 now. And again, no Jason Williams, had the back spasms in the opening half. Probably going to see a lot of that. That's their best athlete, Pau Gasol, and Gasol went right to work on the offensive end.
Well, Michael, that's what most teams do. Here the zone on the defensive end, but most teams isolate Z and try to make Z move his feet.
Just talked to Mark Osowski about it. Let's see how the Cavaliers attack the zone. Ira Newble got rejected by the length of Stromile Swift.
You can't get caught up in shooting outside shots because they're playing zone. You still have to treat it man-to-man principles.
Mike Miller has triggered the jumper, and just like that, the Cavalier lead is down to a dozen. So Memphis has taken half of that 24-point Cavalier lead and made it go away.
Yes, they have, and almost only eight-minute period, about halfway through the second quarter and the start of this quarter.
Newble from the baseline. It's going to come up short. Michael Stewart had an offensive board.
Can't get caught up with the outside shot. You still have to try and get the ball inside into the paint some type of way. See, these are not the shots that you keep control of the lead with.
Gasol will leak out on Ricky Davis, throw it down, and Paul Silas got to get a timeout. 6-0 Memphis run in the first minute and 15 seconds of the third quarter, and it is down to a 10-point lead. Don't go anywhere. Cavaliers have seen a big lead melt away. A lot more coming up. Cavaliers television network is Pau Gasol off with a strong third quarter for Memphis. Trip to the MGM Grand. Carlos Boozer, 11 games worth. The Cavaliers 4-7, getting back toward 500, averaging a double-double, up among the NBA leaders in rebounding and shooting percentage. Cavaliers haven't won since he's gone, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, it isn't, because he brings a certain mindset to the game that this definitely, especially the Cavalier front line, they need Boozer's mindset and presence.
Ankle sprain, Carlos starting to get better, but probably not going to be able to go. Ilgauskas forced it in the hole, and one coming. That's muscle and strength from Z. He took contact and still forced it off the glass and down.
Paul Silas taking a tip out of the old school. If you can't hit outside, then go inside. You go inside with just 7'3" guy. Z strong enough to get the ball back up, the opportunity to go to the line for the single shot.
On the way down, Zadrunas took the hit and was able to still have the presence of mind to get the basketball up on the glass.
Well, sometimes the weight room does help.
Z came to the Cavaliers about 240 pounds, and now closer to 270. It's Shane Battier drops that jumper to bring the Grizzlies back to within 11. So Battier on the floor now with Stromile Swift. A couple of guys off the bench of UB Brown here to start the third quarter. Zadrunas going back rim with that jumper. You see Memphis, they want to run at every opportunity. Mike Miller to trigger. Gasol running on the offensive glass. James Posey cannot hit the three, and it'll be Cavalier basketball.
See, what they've done is slowed the Cavaliers down with that zone. They're trying to make it a half-court game because they were getting killed in the full-court game. Smart move by UB Brown.
UB Brown took over the fortunes of the Memphis Grizzlies last year, and they responded. Ball clubs feel that they could be around 500 even in the tough Western Conference.
Yeah, they have a definite nucleus to build around there with UB.
Second chance, Ricky Davis. That jumper is right there, and Ira Newble kept it alive with the offensive board.
Yes, he does a lot. Ira does a lot of little things, and little things. You got to have guys out there who are willing to do the little things.
That's exactly why Jim Paxson signed him to that free agent deal. Newble's got a reputation. He'll D up, take the strong assignment on the defensive end. Stromile Swift. Michael Stewart got a piece of it as Swift was operating in the paint. And Stromile Swift is going to go to the free throw line on a Michael Stewart foul.
Yogi trying to hang in there, hang tough. He's got a foul trouble situation, but he's still defending. Gets called for the foul there.
Number 3 on Michael Stewart as you look at the numbers last night from Stromile Swift off the bench. You got Pau Gasol and Stromile Swift on the front line. You're talking about a lot of length. That's two 7-footers that are very active and athletic.
It's very much so, and they aren't that physical. Their presence they don't look physical, but they are pretty physical for such slim build guys.
Well, you wonder why Michael Stewart coming off the injured list and right in the starting lineup. Paul Silas telling us last night he wanted Stewart to battle Ben Wallace. Rip away James Posey. Look at Posey flush as he exploded to the hoop. And then taking down cameramen with him as Posey picked the pocket of LeBron James to cut the Cavalier lead to 10 again.
Michael, what I'm noticing now is LeBron, when he gets off to the hot starts, he has a tendency to go to sleep. And now he's like trying to wake up, but the game is a little bit too fast for him right now. So he has to get back into bringing the ball down the floor. That was a nice move. He tried to recover, but Posey was a little bit too quick for him. He knocked the basket stanchion down there, the Office Max. Got a little extra pub there for Office Max, but at the same time, LeBron has to wake up. He's kind of fell asleep there.
And while Bennett Salvatore and the Cavaliers trainer Max Benton go to work, we'll remind you fans who purchase 2 or more tickets to a home game online at Ticketmaster.com and use your American Express card, you're going to be automatically entered into the Ticketmaster Cleveland Cavaliers Internet Sweepstakes. Grand prize trip for 4 to Orlando. Contest ends January 16th of next year. Good luck to you. The Cavaliers have not got LeBron James involved with any activity, and now they're going to get hit with an over and back violation. James will touch it up. LeBron was trying to say, first of all, that Mike Miller touched the basketball, which would take away the timeline violation over and back, but Mark Davis doesn't agree. So 2 straight turnovers, LeBron James.
Pass out front. He and Ricky not on the same page. I couldn't tell from that angle if he touched it or not.
Cavaliers last time they led under 10 was way back at 21-12 in the first quarter. Battier, LeBron James got a piece of that. Battier got sent away by James. Battier one more time to knock it down.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Battier staying after it, staying with it, knocks the shot down. We have a ball game now, Michael.
First time since way back at 21-12, a Cavalier lead that Memphis has gotten back to within less than 10. Ilgauskas wheeling to the hoop, and Z had it swallowed up. Another run out for James. Posey going high off the window, off the leg of Michael Stewart, out of bounds. It'll be Memphis basketball as J.R. Bremer is going to check in to replace Ivan Newble, and the Cavaliers. Not a good sign as this, what was at one time a 24-point lead, has been cut to 8.
Because of the zone that has changed the total tempo of this game. And now Memphis has found their stroking eye. Now they're shooting the ball well.
Shane Battier connecting on another jumper. 7-0 Memphis run. The Cavalier lead is down to 6. Don't go away. Let's see what Paul Silas counteracts with on the Cavaliers television network as Shane Battier is caught the offensive surge in quarter number 3. Cavalier lead is down to 6. It was at 24, but it's been Memphis with a big spark here in quarter number 3. Want to congratulate Dwayne McGowan of the city of Cleveland. He was tonight's winner in the Fun Jet Vacations Getaway Sweepstakes and won the trip for 2 to Las Vegas. MGM Grand, the city of entertainment, courtesy of Fun Jet, who asked, what's fun to you? Congratulations to you, Dwayne McGowan. Hey, Cavaliers need to get a little pick-me-up here. They've been a little stagnant at the offensive end, and Memphis stays in this zone.
They need to overload the zone. In other words, get 3 guys on one side of the floor, and then if it's not there, swing it like that, and then the shot will be there. But they have to overload the strong side.
Bennett Salvatore blew his whistle from the weak side. James Posey on the Memphis foul is paused. Station identification time on the Cleveland Cavaliers television network. Back inside Gund Arena, Michael Regai, Austin Carr. Cavaliers up by 6. J.R. Bremer will sweep Stoke that triple. Needed that. Bremer's second. long ball hit of the night.
You know, Mike, I was just thinking, this is the kind of game that they need J.R. Bremer to bring the firepower off the bench.
JR's got 8. His best offensive performance since way back on that opening road trip of the year. Posey on the baseline. Shot clock at 3. This is Stromile Swift to cash it out over Michael Stewart. Not normally his game from 18 feet away.
I was going to say, it's amazing how things change when the momentum goes your way.
Now LeBron James wheeling in the paint. LeBron got his own miss and followed it home.
Good to see him being aggressive, because what most teams do when they go to the zone, all they're telling you is, we are afraid of you man-to-man. You have to attack the zone, because the guys will not move their feet anywhere near as much as they do on the man-to-man side.
LeBron's got 13, and noticing that particular finish at the offensive end for Paul Silas, he's not only an explosive leaper, he's quick too.
Yes,
right?
he was. Quick off his feet, the ball, he had just let the ball go when he was able to get it back and put it back in.
Mike Miller, that's pretty special. Miller split the seam and then went to work at the offensive end.
But Michael, he started to split the seam almost from the other side of the floor. Somebody has to get in his position and force him to give the ball up.
Cavalier lead at 7. LeBron James already picked up that dribble. Davis had it slapped away. Bremer thought about the 3. Shot clock at 5. Ilgauskas to fade away. Got it. Big bucket for Z on the baseline.
Right, because Memphis is making their run now. They are feeling good about themselves now. Now it's time for the Cavaliers to put them back in their place.
Memphis Grizzlies been really taking care of the basketball. Last time they turned it over just about a quarter ago. 5:10 of the second quarter. Ilgauskas rejected Gasol.
Good solid defense in the inside by the big fella. Now give it back to him and let him have another one.
Ricky Davis cannot triple. Zadrunas on the offensive glass. Fresh 24, the 4th offensive board for Ilgauskas tonight. LeBron James baseline. LeBron got bumped. And that Memphis foul is going to go on Mike Miller, and Zadrunas got one of the Cavaliers on the top shot blocking teams in the NBA, and Zadrunas sent Pau Gasol away.
There was good help, though. It was started inside because Z was a little bit late coming. Ricky, good defensive play by Ricky, and then Z caught up to the play and made the block.
Now Bremer off the Ilgauskas pick. Bremer went inside. Michael Stewart wasn't able to guide it in the hole. Now Mike Miller on the push out. Stromile Swift. Michael Stewart's going to get whistled for the foul. Swift at 7 feet tall, Austin, had backed Stewart down into that dotted line area.
Well, actually what happens is when you get down on a fast break like this is basically like a secondary break position. You get that low on the block and they get that pass in there. That's tough to defend.
Chris Mim is ready to check in for Michael Stewart, who's just picked up his 4th personal foul. Stromile Swift out of LSU at the line, misfiring on his first. Well, Chris Mim is back. Mim, who averages almost 9 points and better than 6 rebounds a game, coming off the brilliant 14-point, 13-rebound effort last night in Detroit. We saw Wesley Person checking back in as well. Person stroked a couple of threes in the first half for Memphis. Swift just missed them both from the stripe. Well, right now it's J.R. Bremer, LeBron James, Ricky Davis, Chris Mim, and Zadrunas Ilgauskas.
Good unit on the floor for the Cavaliers on both ends of the floor.
Z wanted to go up and under. Gasol got some help from Stromile Swift.
That's where Z has to shoot the hook shot, Michael. The hook shot is perfect for that type of position he was in, not the jump shot.
James Posey will turn the corner, fading away. Off the Posey miss, LeBron James wants to push it. LeBron James took the bump, put it down with one more coming from the line. The bump, the bucket, LeBron James.
Good move inside. It's good to see LeBron he's awakened. But LeBron is ready to go now. Nice crossover dribble into the middle and good balance to turn his shoulders back to his target to knock it down. But it's like he's wide awake now and ready to play like he started the game.
LeBron averages 16.6 points per game, right at his average on the year. He's got 16 to lead everybody tonight on 7 of 10 from the floor, 9 boards and 4 assists. Cavaliers have a hand on it. Yeah, they did, as they were trying to defend that pick and roll. Mike Miller and Pau Gasol. The veteran Bo Outlaw back for Stromile Swift for Memphis.
Good to see the Cavaliers defend the pick and roll on a solid end. Good hand by Z to deflect the ball.
So Memphis back with 14 on the shot clock. James Posey along with Mike Miller, who's going to trigger a triple. LeBron James has now a double-double tonight. His 10th board to go along with his 16 points for LeBron. James will turn the corner. LeBron with the floater that wouldn't go down. Gasol baseline. Tried to force it over Zadrunas and got it to drop.
Wasn't much Z could do with that one. The young man has such a good balance, well-balanced game. He can go right or left. Once he turned around to Z that close to the basket, wasn't much Z could do.
Cavaliers by 10 inside the 4-minute mark here in quarter number 3. LeBron James, great give up to Ilgauskas for the quick punch as LeBron James broke it down and found Z. Ilgauskas with 13 tonight. Assist number 5 for LeBron James. Cavaliers on a 7-2 run to open up once again. A 12-point advantage as LeBron James has gotten into the flow after Memphis made their run. Now, throughout the Cavaliers season, Continental One Pass members can bid their miles on unique Cavaliers opportunities at the One Pass online auction. Items range from tickets to Cavaliers games to other special opportunities. Offer only valid on ContinentalAirlines.com and the Continental Airlines One Pass members. I don't think it's coincidence either, Austin. We were talking about no coincidence when Carlos Boozer out, the Cavaliers haven't won, that when LeBron James gets active as he did to start the game, Cavaliers start to pick things up again.
You're right, and it's when they played so many games now, you know what the tendencies are. That to me is what LeBron has to do, is stay focused, make things happen. The rest of the team will follow his lead.
Well, we've seen James do it in a variety of ways, and I think that's what everybody asks us as we go around the NBA, and maybe LeBron's going to triple-double tonight. We'll see. His 5 assists to go along with the 16 points and the 10 caroms that he's pulled off tonight, but his innate sense of where everybody is in the floor. And we related it to Magic Johnson-esque when Magic came into the NBA as a 20-year-old, looking to make everybody better and loving to distribute the basketball.
You're right. You can see it in his eyes, his body language. When he's on the move and he's looking, it makes him happy to give the ball to somebody else. And it's starting to sort of filter into the other players on the team, because Ricky Davis is starting to give the ball up now. And what LeBron does, though, Michael, he makes everybody else's imagination flourish.
As in the opportunity to get better is limitless.
Yes.
With James around, keynote everything. Pau Gasol trying to make his move baseline, and Cavaliers took it away. Ricky Davis way up in the rafters. The explosive throwdown from LeBron James. They love it at the gun. Wes Person can't triple. The Cavaliers run out, and that got close to 21,000 up and alive here as LeBron James.
Hey, turnover.
Person will turn it over. Timeline violation.
Now, Michael, this is the pace that the Cavaliers started the game. Up top goes LeBron James for the throw down. But this is the pace that the Cavaliers started the game. The up-tempo on defense and then throwing it down on offense.
That's the play of the night, brought to you by Kraft. For great food ideas, log on to craftfoods.com. LeBron James, oohs and ahs when he starts going into his levitation act inside Gund Arena. Now Chris Mihm wants to take Bo Outlaw. Mihm with a left hand that came up on the side of the iron.
And I like that shot because that shows he's starting to feel it and see shots.
James Posey, before Posey could get started, take it away. That's an offensive foul on Mike Miller, who went crashing into the paint and took down Ricky Davis.
It takes a man to take this play here. J.R. Bremer is a man, because when a guy's flying at you like that, knees first, you got to be a man to hang in there and take that.
I take that back, J.R. Bremer. You are correct, taking the hit. Cavaliers by 14 again after Memphis cut it to 6. Ilgauskas up top. Davis to trigger. Book it.
Cavaliers are back to having fun again.
16 for Ricky Davis tonight, as the Cavaliers have opened up the lead to 16 once again. And now the Cavaliers on a run after Memphis brought it down to 6 inside the 2-minute mark. Gasol thinking about it. How Gasol? Person will make the extra pass. Mike Miller lost the basketball, and that is a 24-second violation.
Cavaliers defense from the weak side coming on strong. And Newble's having a headache. Excedrin.
Talk to UB Brown about basketball.
Oh, yes. I mean,
Education, isn't it?
You can sit there for hours and talk to him. It's amazing. I mean, plus he's an old-style guy, Michael. I like the coaches like that.
We'll break it
Good
down.
pass.
Chris Mim trying to gather on the baseline. Mim stayed with it. Shot clock at 5. Bremer wanted to give it back to Mim and had it ripped away.
Didn't have enough spacing for that particular play.
Mike Miller to raise up. Came up short. Miller got it back. Person to triple. Wouldn't stay in the hole for Wesley. LeBron James to start the Cavaliers in the offensive end.
Oh.
LeBron against James Posey. Paul Silas yelling out how he wants the Cavaliers to run this set. Shot clock at 5. Bremer's got to load one up. J.R. Bremer got it up in the iron, but it wouldn't go down.
Yeah, taking too long. Silas said it took too long to run the plays.
James Posey from deep. Now Memphis settling for a lot of threes.
Exactly, Michael. Now the Cavaliers defense has really forced them to over the top now, not letting the Memphis having too many inside shots.
Memphis only 2 points on the board in the last 6 minutes and 24 seconds. Shot clock at 4. Davis off explosion. Ricky Davis to knock down that short jumper.
Ricky Davis taking his time, doing a super job of getting in the position he wants before he releases the shot.
Cavaliers by 18 again. Cavaliers had a foul to give here inside the 2-minute mark, and they'll take it with only 3 seconds left in the quarter. The Cavaliers' first foul in the last 2 minutes of this third quarter.
It's 4-5.
Stop. Yeah, keep going. Okay, put it back.
Paul Silas reaction. Not quite made for a family television show, except to say that he wasn't pleased with some of the words coming from the Memphis bench to Bennett Salvatore. 3 seconds left. Power Gasol went right to the rim, and Chris Mim had to deny him. Now the Cavaliers did not close down on Gasol, and he, with that big step, worked his way right to the bucket.
You could see this coming. Once he got his step, nice little fake of the pick, and boy, this young man will bring it every time. He doesn't come in there like a weak sister. He comes very strong.
He is a player. Rookie of the Year from 2 seasons ago, and of course, certainly catching the attention of everybody around this league. Darius Miles comes back. Miles with 7 first-half minutes with 5 points. Chris Mim just picked up his 4th personal foul. He'll sit down. Gasol trying to connect on his second throw. He'll do that. It's a 16-point Cavalier lead. Ricky Davis from about 63 feet and drew some glass to end the third quarter. Cavaliers end the third quarter on a 13-4 burst. Cavaliers, since they led it 67-60, Cavaliers have brought the lead now up to 16. All right, don't go away. Fourth quarter coming up next. Stay with it on the Cavaliers Television Network. By the number after 36 minutes of basketball. Cavaliers, they weathered that big run by Memphis to start the third quarter. Hit the Grizzlies with a big burst of their own. Cavaliers back to a 16-point lead to start quarter number 4. Ricky Davis will misfire on the jumper. Ilgauskas battling, but Shane Battier took it away. We'll set the 10 on the floor for you in a moment. This person operating with Earl Watson now in the Memphis backcourt is Stromile Swift will come up firing and connecting.
Well, it was good to see the Cavaliers stand tall there at the end of the quarter and hold on to some of the lead that they have built up. Now they have to finish the game off here strong.
J.R. Bremer to triple. That's going to come up short. Darius Miles had a putback, but Miles might have been better off gathering himself and taking it up strong. Battier for 3. Face-up triple that goes down for the former Duke Blue Devil.
And see, Michael, you were right about that, because at this point in the game, what you don't want to do is take quick shots like that. Bring the ball down, go back up, draw the foul, keep the game under control.
Has this been a game of runs or what? Huh?
Yes.
Big runs we're talking about, too. Battier just took it away from Ilgauskas. Memphis with the first 5 points of this fourth quarter, make it the first 7 of the quarter on the Bo Outlaw throwdown. And suddenly the Cavaliers' 16-point lead is right back down to 9. Runs everywhere from both ball clubs tonight. Bo Outlaw cuts the Cavaliers' lead to 9. A lot of basketball still to come. Another run, this one from the Memphis Grizzlies of 7-0 to start the third quarter, as they have taken what was the 80-64 deficit and sliced it down to 9. All right, tickets still available for upcoming Cavalier home games, including a month that features the Pistons of Detroit and the Houston Rockets and Yao Ming. Next home game week from tonight. Cavaliers host the Atlanta Hawks. Tickets on sale now. They're going to read a box office. All Ticketmaster ticket centers at ClevelandCavaliers.com. There's the number to call. Operators are standing by right now to assist you with your ticket order.
You know, Michael, you and I had talked before. The Cavaliers have a tendency to rest on their laurels too much, and just because you have a lead means nothing in this league in the NBA.
Don't we know that, huh? LeBron James starting to come to work, and Stromile Swift on the Memphis personal foul. I'll tell you what, if you're trying to recap this one, it would take forever to go over the runs, at least 3 of them of significant nature for both ball clubs tonight.
You're right. And again, it all started for Memphis when they went to the zone.
LeBron James, that deep jumper into the hands of Shane Battier. So now Memphis can cut it back to 7, maybe down to 6 on this trip.
It's amazing. Patience, and good defense.
Earl Watson will turn the corner. Wes Person's got a wide open look at it. Need we tell you that that's money?
Now, what I don't understand, Michael, is you know he's a shooter. You can't go underneath the pick. You have to go over the top.
Yeah, we've seen that indecisiveness as the Cavaliers defensively get to play situations. Bremer again to triple. Going to come up short. Cavaliers need to start attacking the hoop, too.
Right. They're falling in love with the jump shot, and they're not hitting the shot. And that's what has gotten Memphis back into the game, is because they started to hit their shots, and the defense has slowed the Cavs down to a crawl almost.
13-0 Memphis run on the Earl Watson jumper that won. Cavaliers better find something to their liking. Ricky Davis forces a jumper.
And now is not the time to force shots. You have to get better shots. Move, overload the strong side, move the ball to the weak side if no shots there. In the meantime, Memphis is hot as a firecracker.
Cavaliers in trouble. They are in trouble. They were looking at a 16-point advantage that is now down to 3, as this Memphis ball club has come out 6 for 6 from the floor in the fourth quarter on the Shane Battier jumper that goes. For the Cavaliers with a strong night with the 18-point, 11-rebound performance, but none of that means much right now, because where do the Cavaliers need to go offensively?
Michael, they have to find a way to solve this zone. Memphis feels that they have found the answer to the Cavaliers with this zone. You have to into the ball on the strong side, overload the strong side, and then have an outlet guy to swing it to the weak side for that top of the free throw lane jumper will be there all night.
Ricky Davis give it up. Ilgauskas, the short jumper wouldn't go. James had a putback. That wouldn't fall. Memphis trying to continue their run. They can cut it to 1, maybe tie it up on this trip.
And you can tell by their body language they feel good about themselves.
Watson's jumper wouldn't fall. Stromile Swift got fouled by Ilgauskas. And it's happened so quickly as well. You know, you go into a quarter down 16, a final quarter. You figure maybe we can get it down to 8 or so by halfway through the quarter. Right. They did it in 3 minutes. Got it back to maybe down to 1 right here.
Well, Michael, you have been talking about this all game. That's what they did to the Cavaliers last season. Yeah. Those type of runs and up and down the floor. Cavaliers had fell into that habit of over the top, trying to make those jump shots. They don't fall. They get out on the break. Next thing you know, 5 or 6 baskets in a row. That's what this team has been plagued with all season.
Sagana Diop is going to check in for the Cavaliers. He's going to play with Zydrunas Ilgauskas. So it's Ilgauskas, Ira Newble, Sagana Diop, Kevin Ollie, and LeBron James. And this is a 1-point Cavalier lead on now a 15-0 run for Memphis.
You know, what you have to be careful with now, the Cavaliers don't have much foot speed in the front court with Sagana and Z in the game. They better get all the rebounds because Memphis will be on the break fast.
Sagana Diop, the shot clock at 8. Look at Memphis pick up their defense. LeBron James, deep 3. Diop on the glass. James wanted to go down deep inside, had it ripped away. Last touch, Ira Newble. It is Memphis basketball.
What an opportunity to take the lead.
Wow.
I don't believe what I'm seeing, Michael. I just don't.
Are wins this tough to come by in this league? The answer to that is yes.
Well, yes, they are, but like Fitz used to say, you got to learn how to take care of your knitting and take care, run your offense properly. Now, Cavaliers are 2 down.
Shane Battier has just tripled, and this crowd at Gund Arena absolutely can't fathom what's happened here. It's a 20-0 run if you go back to the final few moments of the third quarter.
Well, what's happening is the crowd's about to turn on the Cavs and pick it up now and bring something home and get this game under control.
Shot clock at 4. We're going to jump it up in the offensive end of the Cavaliers as Memphis has come back from 24 points down twice in this game, and they're on a 20-0 run going back to the last couple of seconds of the third quarter.
But what you see is a Memphis team under UB Brown who has a no-quit attitude. The Cavaliers fell back on their laurels. They do that a lot. Once they get back in the ball game, then they have a tendency to go down. They have to learn how to pick it up when the opportunity presents itself. So far tonight, they're having trouble.
The thing that's absolutely most astonishing about this is Ilgauskas wins a tip. LeBron James firing with a shot clock at 5. And that is going to be Memphis basketball. What's most astonishing about this, it's come, the 20-0 run has happened in 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Right, so at that pace, Cavaliers could lose this game by 10 or 15 points with only 7 minutes left in this game if they don't get the defensive end straightened out quick.
Again, as a coach, you go into a quarter down 16 and maybe you hope to have it down to 6 or so with a few minutes left. They wiped out this whole lead. Person runs through the paint and came up short. Well, Memphis, is that their first missed field goal attempt? Their second missed field goal attempt was all in the fourth quarter.
Well, when you think about it, Cavaliers haven't been challenging shots, haven't been doing much of it on the defensive end at all.
Ilgauskas is going to get to the free throw line as Z was trying to crash his way to the hoop. And the Cavaliers will be looking for their first points of this fourth quarter, and it's 5 minutes and 16 seconds deep.
And when you think about it, it hasn't been the defense of Memphis because they're playing a stand around zone, but it's the Cavaliers not moving the ball, not getting in good position on offense that's caused this letdown for the Cavs on the offensive end.
5 minutes and 27 seconds as our Tom Boschenik, master of all the numbers, down here with us courtside tonight, and that ends that big drought for the Cavaliers on the Ilgauskas field goal make. Zydrunas has got 14 tonight. Pau Gasol, and they did this without Pau Gasol.
You're right. When you think about it, Michael, this is going to show what the Cavaliers are made of. This 6:44 left in the game because they had a big lead. They've given it up. They had all types of emotions now because of that. Now can they muster up enough positive energy to take the game to the winning end?
Made a great point, too, about this crowd here. Big, enthusiastic Thanksgiving weekend crowd. They want the Cavaliers to get back at it. Stromile Swift just punched it down hard in traffic around the rim.
And, folks, that was a great pass by Mike Miller because he had no vision of his man he was passing the ball to. He went on where he felt his teammates should be, knocked the ball down for a good, nice dunk.
Ilgauskas over the top. As he doubled up on. Zadrunas will force. Wouldn't go down. Mike Miller on the run out. Watson will give it up to Gasol. Pau Gasol, so long as he flipped it in the hoop to put Memphis up 4.
Long and fluid, isn't he? Oh, man, that was like a gazelle.
J.R. Bremer to force baseline, and that'll go down. Bremer's got 10.
Good to see him getting off the snide there, starting to make some shots. Cavaliers definitely need him to step up in the remaining part of this quarter.
Memphis by a deuce. They have come from 24 down, 16 down here in the 4th. Mike Miller to fire. LeBron James kept it alive, and now will run to the offensive end. James to turn the corner. No whistle. Newble came out of the pack.
LeBron was looking for a foul that time, didn't get it.
James for 3. Got it! LeBron James burying the tray.
And the young man says, I can take this game over if I have to.
Cavaliers by 1, and the LeBron James triple hit got the crowd back feeling good anyway after a huge Memphis run. And Hubie Brown has got a 20-second timeout. Now LeBron wound up in what, about the 4th row, got back in the floor. I thought J.R. Bremer used great sense. He had an open 3, but waited till James got back into it.
You're right. That was a good recognition by Bremer to wait for LeBron to get set, get him the ball, because when LeBron didn't get that foul shot, the foul call, his focus was definitely there. I know how he felt then. It was like, just give me the next opportunity. I'm going to knock it down. He did. Good pass by Bremer in the corner. LeBron, fundamentally sound, going up, legs under him, facing the basket with his shoulders, knocks it down.
Shot it in rhythm, and it went down, and oh, did the Cavaliers need it to fall. All right, become a Cavaliers insider, and you'll be among the first to get the inside news about the Cavaliers, including player movement, roster changes, injury updates, and more. Plus, you can get exclusive post-game quotes from players and coaches. And if you choose advance notice on player appearances, special offers, and more, Cavaliers Insider, go to clevelandcavaliers.com. All right, Cavaliers back on top by 1, and of course, been a pretty strong weekend here around Cleveland and Northeast Ohio. Congratulations on the Avon Lake Shoremen and the Bengals of Benedictine as they won state high school championships this weekend. Avon Lake in Division II and Benedictine in Division III. And Villa Angela St. Joe's fell short this afternoon, and the Eagles of St. Ed's playing tonight.
Right, it's good to see the Northeast Ohio team step up and bring the bacon home.
Earl Watson got swallowed up inside. LeBron James at Sagana Jop tried to get on Pau Gasol, and Mark Davis has got a Sagana Jop Cavalier foul. Cavaliers almost clawed that basketball away from Earl Watson.
LeBron was right on it too. Now good defense by the Cavaliers. They swarm him, but they get the call here the other way. No, he wasn't shooting the ball. I know they can't give him the.
Ricky Davis back on the floor for the Cavaliers. Davis with 18 tonight. So it's Davis, J.R. Bremer, Zadrunas Ilgauskas, LeBron James, and Sagana Jop. Leading by 1. Don't go anywhere now. Well, the Cavaliers looked like they were going to absolutely blow Memphis right out of here tonight. But it's not going to come easy. Gasol, underneath the hoop, had to give it up. Shane Battier cannot hit that triple. Cavaliers will come to the offensive end up by 1. Paul Silas wants it to be aggressive and come to it.
Well, what it is he wants to get there before the zone sets up and take advantage of what the defense gives you.
Ilgauskas from the baseline to bury it. Rainbow Jade, it was pure from Z.
And that's the way you do it. You overload that weak, strong side and force one man to guard 2. Z knocks the jumper down.
Now the Cavaliers on a 7-0 run after the 20-0 run from Memphis. Roller coaster ride, huh? Tonight here at Gund Arena. Come on back with us for the final 4:29. Cavaliers try to cool off the Memphis Grizzlies, who are 9-12 from the floor in the fourth quarter, but the Cavaliers on a 7-0 run. Cavaliers' second half plan is a perfect gift for you or your favorite sports fan. It gives you 7 terrific games. You see Shaquille O'Neal and the LA Lakers, only $140. Can't beat that basketball deal right now, and you get a special Cavaliers ornament and a holiday card from the team. Go online, clevelandcavaliers.com. Call that number you see on your screen and have your plan in time for the holidays.
And you know, Michael, now that Z and Sagan are in the game together, the Cavaliers are doing exactly what they have to do. You have to control the board to keep those two guys in the game and not have Memphis run up and down the floor.
The Grizzlies will go back to Ilgauskas. He didn't get the roll, but he is going to get to the free throw line. Ilgauskas just picked up his 4th personal foul. Well, we were mentioning the runs tonight as we watch Gasol turn the corner and get fouled by Zagrunas. Memphis went on a 14-4 run in the third quarter. Then they went on a huge 20-0 run, the last hoop of the third quarter, and the 18-0 here in the fourth. Cavaliers have had runs of 8-0, 14-2, and now 13-3.
It's amazing, isn't it? Up and down, up and down. And in the first quarter, you never would have thought that the game was going to go in that particular way, where it was going to be just a bunch of runs. You thought the Cavaliers were going to run them out of the gym today.
Yeah, it looked like it. Ilgauskas just ripped down his 9th board of the night to go along with 17 points. Davis threw a seam. James for 3. LeBron James dialing up some Major League long distance.
Ricky Davis set the play up, though, because he penetrated against the zone and forced one guy to guard 2.
Second trade, it's gone down for LeBron. Gasol inside to deliver the short jump hook.
Boy, he's got some great hands. Man, he can catch the ball anywhere you throw it to him.
LeBron James tonight stuffing the stat sheet. 24 points, 12 boards, 6 assists. But can the Cavaliers get all those numbers in a win?
That's the key.
James looking to take Mike Miller. LeBron with that floater that's perfect. He's taken over the All-American from St. Vincent St. Mary.
And he understands what time it is. And what I like about it, he didn't go for the jump shot. He's been hitting the outside shot, but he took it into the paint. Sign of a solid basketball player.
Gasol to raise up. LeBron James, big and strong all over the glass.
He said, I want to win this game. The young man is bringing the best game. His A game is showing up now.
13th board here tonight. Ilgauskas down deep.
Good shot.
With a jump hook that won't fall.
Good shot, though, Z. A good shot. That shot there will take you a long way in this league.
Inside 3 minutes left. Gasol against Ilgauskas. A lot of contact, and Gasol got the roll as he wheeled through the paint to bring Memphis back to within 3.
He came right back within for a little jump hook shot. His went down, Z's didn't.
Cavaliers got to have the mentality that they need points on every possession, right?
Yes. There's no way you can't trade baskets with them, but on offensive end, you have to score every time down now.
LeBron James with 8 of the last. Cavaliers 10 points in the quarter, and Ricky Davis just threw it away, and Ricky pointing to himself on the Cavalier turnover. As the lead 3 now, as Memphis will come back on the attack.
And this is the time when your execution has to be flawless. This is why you practice every day. This is why you go through headaches when you don't want to have headaches, and the coach is screaming and hollering at you. Execution is the key.
Mike Miller just rubbed off that screen and went to work. 2-man basketball, and the Cavalier lead is down to 1.
And that's the way the Cavaliers should run their UCLA cut. You got to go off that if you're trying to score in the basket, not just float off the pick. Good execution by Memphis.
Double on Ilgauskas. Shot clock at 10. Bremer baseline, slapped away. Shot clock at 4. LeBron James will elevate. Just the follow to put it down.
Now, folks, that is a mentality that only this big man has himself. He, regardless of what the situation is, he attacks the basket on both ends of the floor. Super play by Sagana Jump.
On his crowd up and into it. Mike Miller to the hole. Gasol in traffic, and he got it to drop.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is a ball game now. I love this type of game. Oh, this gets your blood flowing. This is what you live for here.
Could Pau Gasol play?
Oh, he's tough.
Some kind of talent. Cavaliers by 1. 70 seconds left. It's a crowd of 18,200 plus alive and into it. Shot clock at 5. And 3. Davis for 3. Got it! The triple hit from Ricky Davis. If the Cavaliers are able to ward off Memphis and win this one, the conversation will be about obviously all the runs for both ball clubs, and especially that 20-0 from Memphis, but about the threes that have gone down from LeBron James and now Ricky Davis in the fourth quarter.
Well, Michael, looking at this from a pure basketball sense, that was not a good shot to take, but it went down. It's like, no, 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 yes. But in a situation like that, you need a better shot, but it was good to see Ricky have the manhood to make that shot.
And don't forget about the follow from Sagana Diop with the shot clock running down as he went to the basketball.
Well, it shows you what good fundamentals will do for you. He was on the move when LeBron was in the air. The ball bounced his way. He put the ball back in. That was the play of the game, I think, right there. If the Cavaliers win, that is the play of the game.
Each ball club with a foul to give. Cavaliers have a full and a 20-second timeout. Memphis can't stop it anymore. And need we say, but we will, there's 59 seconds left. Two-possession game, but it is so far from over.
Yes.
Do not go anywhere.
Well, the key now will be the defense. Can the Cavaliers muster up enough defensive intensity to slow the Memphis players down on this particular possession?
Mike Miller to keynote it. Ira Newble will check in. Gasol looking to take Ilgauskas. Paul Silas just about exploded at Mark Davis right in front of us. Davis blew the whistle on Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and Pau Gasol is going to get to the free throw line for Memphis.
You see Silas going berserk there because he thought that it was not a foul. Gasol going in. He's fouled by Z on the wrist. That was a good call.
That is 5 on Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Gasol can cut the Cavalier lead back down to 2. Pau Gasol got off to a 1-for-6 start tonight. Since he is 9 for 11 from the floor.
I would say that's a great production, Michael.
Gasol with 28 and looking for 29, and this will not happen. Ilgauskas got held, but got the basketball to LeBron James. Pau Gasol just trying to take a Hollywood flop, too. Cavaliers by 3. Don't go anywhere.
Execution, Michael. This is why you run your play 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times every practice. You run one play because you want to execute it at this time of the game.
LeBron James got held by James Posey as he tried to cross over on him. Posey doesn't believe it now. That's the first Memphis foul in the last 2 minutes. Shot clock will recycle to 14.
Right.
That helps the Cavaliers with only 33 left. And Paul Silas wants a full timeout. So let's keep it right here and talk about it. As the Cavaliers will have 14 on the shot clock, and it's probably obvious that offense is going to get initiated through LeBron James.
Yes, it has to. And the way things are going here right now, they have to beat the guy at the perimeter and make the next guy play 2 men. That's happened with a lot of success all night.
You know, both coaches talking about it as we remind you throughout the Cavaliers season. Following each game, you Cavalier fans can log on to clevelandcavaliers.com and vote for the Cavaliers player that you feel is the hardest worker and has a good attitude. Now, by placing your vote, you're going to be entered into a drawing at the end of the season where one lucky fan's going to win a trip for 2 to a Cavaliers away game during the 2004-2005 season, all courtesy of the good folks at Continental Airlines. So LeBron James tonight, a stat sheet stuffer, 26 points, 13 boards, and has pretty much had control of the Cavalier offense.
Yes, he has, and he started the game out with this intensity, and now he's finishing the game with this intensity. As long as LeBron is involved in the ball game, the Cavaliers seem to do well.
All right, let's take a look at our Juice Batteries player of the night. Who's got juice? LeBron James got a lot of juice in more ways than one. But tonight on the basketball floor, it's kind of just been oozing out of him is the charisma that he brings to the Cavalier organization.
We came out strong right off the bat, and it seems like that when he does that, the team follows suit. They got off to a great start, and then Memphis put the zone defense on them. They've been struggling with that all evening.
And Cavaliers got to take care of the basketball here now. 30 seconds left, shot clock at 11.
They cannot get stagnant on this situation. Now Memphis has gone back to the man-to-man after playing his own, and LeBron takes advantage of it.
LeBron went to the hoop, but it wouldn't go down for him. This is Battier for three in the tie, and he knocked it down. It is all even at 19 apiece. Oh, do you believe Shane Battier lacing a big triple? Tied at 99. Paul Silas of the Cavaliers got to talk. Battier had to get that over 7'3" Ilgauskas, who was closing out on him.
Well, Michael, what it really is, if you're a shooter, all Ilgauskas did was give him, it's like he's shooting a gun, he gave him a target to shoot for. All he had to do was make sure that Z was far enough away so he could release it, but all Z gave him was a little target to hit his target.
All right, let's talk about 15.3 is nothing but cord for Shane Battier. Neither ball club has any timeouts left. Paul Silas, if you are a lip reader, you understand what the head coach is feeling. Now, Cavaliers, do you want to wait and take this right down to either one shot and it's either going overtime, or should the Cavaliers start a little bit earlier than that and see if they could get themselves multiple shots if the first one doesn't go down?
Well, Michael, the way I look at it this way, the Cavaliers have had trouble all evening trying to hold on to this lead. I would hold it to the last shot. Make sure you're at home, you can take the overtime.
All right, let's see. LeBron James with a crowd on their feet. James off the Ilgauskas pick. Stolen away, Miller. Miller to the hoop. It did not go down, but he got fouled on the way to the rim.
Oh, man, oh, man.
And now, wait a minute. Let's see. They're going to say it is waved off, and it'll go overtime, I believe. At the end of regulation time, Bennett Salvatore says no shot, no foul, and it's going into OT at the gun. UB Brown can't believe it. He wants to review it.
Yeah.
Bennett Salvatore came over and said no shot. He put his hand up like he was going to whistle a Cavalier foul. And now the review will take place.
Going to the hoop, LeBron trying to go to the hoop. Now he's been a blind pass there. Good read by Miller to the basket. He goes up, he's fouled there. It looked, that's awful close there, Michael. Hard to tell. Maybe we can take another look here. Miller's going in. He's in the active shooting right there. He's fouled. Oh, boy.
Was the basketball out of his hand?
It was not.
Salvatore's arm up?
Right, but he got fouled before he went into the active shooting, so it's going to be a call that they will probably call it off.
Bennett Salvatore, Mark Davis, Leroy Richardson, they are going to say that the shot was not out of the hand of Mike Miller. Take a look at it again, although without the clock in set, it doesn't really give you the perspective that we need. We did see it a moment ago. There's with the clock in ball. Watch the red light as well on the glass.
Yes. Wow.
All even at 99 apiece. So we'll go overtime.
This has been a weird, weird game.
So it's going to go an extra 5 minutes. And the Memphis Grizzlies put up a 35-point fourth quarter they get this one even. Remember, they trailed it by 16 going into the fourth.
Well, the way it's gone, they control the second half, the Cavaliers control the first half, and we have an even Steven ball game. Now we'll see who's ready to win the ball game, because it's going to take solid defense and some good offense every time down the floor. It's going to turn into a half-court game. Can the Cavaliers stand the pressure?
Yeah, I get the sense that the Cavaliers have to be a little bit reeling, Austin, because of the large leads that they've had in this one tonight. And now, I think it's imperative. Either ball club wants to see the other get out to a 4-6-point advantage here in OT.
Well, what you're seeing is why the team has only won 17 games in their last year. That they don't know how to win yet, and it's coming. These are learning experiences for this team.
All right, there you see it. That big 35-point fourth quarter for Memphis, as they have now tied the Cavaliers at 99 apiece. Miles Swift will save in front of the Memphis bench. The Cavaliers try to break a 5-game losing slide in. It looked like it was going to be rather easy. Anything but. Gasol will dive to the hoop and crush it.
Wow.
30 on the night for Pau Gasol. Will go along with 10 boards. Battier playing Ricky Davis. Ilgauskas will attack the hoop. A lot of contact. Play on, say the officials. Davis to raise up. Got it.
Good hustle, good hustle. And when you say attack the hoop, Michael, you have to do it like Gasol did it, not like Z did it. Z likes to get too close to the basket. Gasol left his feet far enough from the basket where the defender had to make an early decision.
Now Mike Miller's going to lift the jumper. Cavaliers will come to the offensive end a minute into this fourth quarter, or rather this overtime. All even at 101 apiece. Cavaliers beat Philadelphia in here a couple of weeks ago in OT. LeBron James. Davis to raise up. Newble's got an offensive board. Davis again, a quick trigger, and knock it down.
And Rick is feeling it, so in an overtime period, when the situation's like this, you have to use Ricky Davis. He's a hot man. 2 or 3 quick baskets now could put this game away. The Cavaliers have to play defense this game.
Ricky Davis with 25. LeBron James with 26. Leading the Cavaliers tonight. Guess who? Pau Gasol with the left hand. And if that's Zydrunas Ilgauskas, that is number 6 on the night, and Z is gone, fouling out here in overtime. 17 points and 11 rebounds, and Zydrunas will hear it from the Dundee Arena crowd as he will head to the bench.
He played a solid game, but he's playing against a guy whose foot speed is just a little bit too quick for him today.
Pau Gasol has drawn 8 fouls on the Cavalier interior defenders tonight. And Gasol trying to tie it back up for Memphis if he can connect on the second. So now, where do the Cavaliers, and whom do they go through on the low block here, if anybody, with Ilgauskas down and out with a 6 foul?
That's the problem. They don't have anybody they can go to in the low block but LeBron or Ricky. So I think right now you got to involve Ricky and LeBron in whatever you do. They have to be involved in it.
Well, Shane Battier is going to get hit with a hold on Ricky Davis as he held out here on the floor on this left edge. It's the first team foul in overtime on Memphis. Cavaliers by 1 and with the basketball, and Shane Battier has been huge tonight off the bench with 20 points and maybe the biggest hoop of the night, that 3 that tied it up.
He's a solid, another Dookie who's a very solid basketball guy, understands the game.
James off the curl. LeBron will attack the hoop. This is Newble. That rainbow is right there.
Good move, good recognition by LeBron James.
Well, Newble has not lifted a jumper in a while, but it was pure when it left his hand. And LeBron James, again, with the uncanny sense of attacking the rim, but then kicking, that drawn kick.
Wait, Michael, he takes a snapshot before he leaves with the ball, and he knows exactly where everybody presents themselves to him.
Battier did not get the roll in tight, but it's going to stay with Memphis. 2:36 left. Well, the Cavaliers With a couple of days off after this one before they head to Denver and LA. They wanted to be with that W attached to it. Got a fight and scratch. James on the rip away. LeBron, take off and touchdown!
Well, he is great at playing that passing lane in key situations. Great at that.
Absolute explosiveness from one end to the other. Flying his way to the hoop, LeBron James.
Trying to get the crowd involved because he knows he's going to need that crowd this next 2.5 minutes.
Absolutely a blur as he poked the basketball away and then took off and threw it down hard.
Well, LeBron seems to have a knack for knowing when to move into position on those particular plays because he does that a lot in the crucial part of the game because he sets that up for the other 3 quarters.
28 for LeBron. One more look.
Coming in strong, and you know he knows how to finish. And now he wants to get the crowd involved. On the break again, nice steal by LeBron. And boy, he soars high when he gets that opportunity. He made sure that if Battier fouled him, he was going to have an opportunity for a 3-point play.
That was Memphis's first turnover since the 144 mark of the 3rd quarter. So they played that 4th quarter clean. And I guess when you put 35 points in the books and shoot the way they did.
Right. You don't have a lot of
see how they forced overtime. But now, Cavaliers by 5. Again, though, we warn you. A world of time to go. Do not dial away. As this Cavalier crowd trying to urge on LeBron James and the Cavaliers.
And defense will be the key. We must have defense now.
Battier, as we said, he has been used.
Good defense
had his hands on it. Miller to triple. Nope. Sagana Jop poked it away for Pau Gasol.
Sagana making his presence felt in the interior.
Foul number 15 for LeBron James. Cavaliers trying to go up 7, maybe 8. Paul Silas yelling it out to Ricky Davis. Davis will fade away. Jop all over the glass.
Yes.
Sagana Jop came away with a basketball, and Bennett Salvatore said that he walked.
Sagana hurt himself. He's limping a little bit.
Sagana with his 4th offensive board tonight. It came out of that scrum and got hit with the trap. Mike Miller. Battier. LeBron James stayed down, and Battier threw it off the hands of James Posey. Cavalier basketball.
Defense, defense, defense. That time the Cavaliers, weak side, covered that time. They weren't a step behind. They were right on top of the play.
90 seconds left. Cavaliers by 5. 2-possession lead right now. Trying to stretch it to a 3-possession game with a make on this trip.
It is key, key, key. You have to get points in this possession.
The hands of LeBron James against Posey. Shot clock at 5. LeBron trying to wrap around and lost it. Gasol to the offensive end. Miller went way up top to Miles Swift, who dropped it in the hoop, and it's a 3-point Cavalier lead.
That time LeBron's imagination was a little bit too vivid that time. When he tried that one, he didn't have any clue what he was going to do with the ball.
Well, this one tonight, I know it's entertained you. Had every element you would want from NBA basketball. Ricky Davis tried to save. Jop got it back. Shot clock at 5. Davis got belted by Mike Miller. And that is the 2nd team foul on Memphis. So the first of the last 2 minutes. Number 3 here in overtime.
See, Michael, why this type of game is good for the Cavaliers is because they don't have time to feel sorry for themselves or think about blowing the big lead. They got to continue to compete in order to win. Good situation for young people.
LeBron James having all kinds of problems. Now the shot clock's at 8. Cavaliers threw it away. Gasol to the hoop. Ira Newble wrapped up Pau Gasol. He's going to shoot it twice at the line. He could cut the Memphis deficit to 1 with a couple of makes. LeBron James never able to get his footing.
You're right. He has a tendency sometime when you double team him to throw the ball up that way. It looked like it was some wetness on the floor where he couldn't grab it, but good foul by Newble. Don't let him, if you're going to foul in that situation, you never let him get the ball up to the basket. Good foul by Newble.
Gasol on the night, 9 of 14 from the line. If he hits twice, it's a 1-point game. 31 for Gasol to go along with 10 boards tonight. He's been absolutely brilliant since surging after a slow start.
Yes, he has. He's come on strong and is proving why he is a rising star in this league.
And Memphis is going to get the basketball back again at least one time because there's 31.7 seconds left.
That's why this next time down for the Cavs, they have to get some points out of it.
Gasol hit them both. This is a 1-point Cavalier lead. Paul Silas is going to talk about it. And excruciatingly difficult for the Cavaliers to try to put Memphis away. They had a 5-point lead here in overtime, and it's now been cut down to 1. We're going to take a look at upcoming Cavaliers home action. You'll want to be a part of tremendous energy like this. Sharif Abdur-Rahim and the Atlanta Hawks visit next Saturday night at 7:30. Then on December 9th, it's a Cavaliers calendar giveaway for the first 10,000 of you to come to the gun to see Vince Carter in Toronto. Ben Wallace and the tough Detroit Pistons on December 11th with a Giant Eagle and Kraft Rally Towel giveaway for the first 10,000. Tickets on sale, Gun Arena box office, all Ticketmaster ticket centers, or ClevelandCavaliers.com. Call that number you see in the bottom of your screen. Do it right now. Operators are standing by. Michael Regai with Austin Carr as the Cavaliers try to put away the Memphis Grizzlies. And if you're just joining us, where have you been? Shame on you.
They missed a good one.
Oh, yeah. Now, on the side of problems, the Cavaliers have had 2 24-point leads tonight that obviously have melted away. Let's step aside for station identification on the Cavaliers television network. Our producer David Dombrowski, director Patrick J. Murray, and all of our fine crew here tonight. As mentioned with Austin Carr, I'm Michael Regai. Cavaliers have the basketball, but they've got to make something happen because we said Memphis is going to get it back. There's 31 seconds left and just a 1-point Cavalier lead. Miller's going to pressure, and Posey has been checking LeBron James pretty much throughout the fourth quarter in OT.
Well, it's a smart move by Memphis to play man-to-man now because they've turned the game around playing in zone. Now they're going to force the Cavaliers to look at a different look on the defensive end.
Ricky Davis against Shane Battier. Shot clock at 12. Sagana Jeff will give it up. Shot clock at 9. LeBron James going to the hoop with a left hand, and he put it down.
And LeBron's complaining he thought he got fouled, but young man, they don't give you those calls as rookies yet.
LeBron James, 242 pounds of locomotive strength, and he finished Austin with a left hand, taking some contact to do it.
And that's what it took, a strong play that time. Almost like he was playing football on a down and out. When he turned that corner, he meant business. Put that shoulder into Swift. Swift couldn't do anything about it. Laid it up with the left hand. The man can play the game. Good solid move. Oh yes, good balance too. I love it.
Yeah, the 18-year-old overall #1 draft selection. Career high for LeBron James is 30 tonight in front of a charged-up Gund Arena. The 15 boards also a career best, and yet we're talking about career highs, and this is 17th game as a pay-for-play profession.
You're right, and he has a great future ahead of him. And when the team learns to follow his lead, Michael, like the first quarter, I think this team will be better off. They have to realize that this young man has the savvy to be the leader, and let him be the leader.
Now Memphis down by 3 on the road. UB Browns ball club. They've hit 7 threes tonight. And LeBron James has hit a couple of big threes, and so has Ricky Davis. But without question, the largest 3 of the night came from Shane Battier that tied it at 99 for Memphis as they came all the way back from 24 down.
One thing you cannot do is leave Battier open and Miller open. You must guard those guys. Make them put the ball on the floor in order to make a shot. A 2-point shot, you give it up now.
All right, let's see what the Cavaliers want defensively. Battier for the triple and the tie. Battier. Gasol with 5 left. Miller for 3. Got it to tie it up at 109.
You can't stand there and watch it. You got to defend the shot.
How much more can both ball clubs give?
Man.
Cavaliers just cannot put the Memphis Grizzlies to sleep tonight. Mike Miller hitting that titanic 3.
Well, Michael, we had said at the beginning, you cannot leave him open. Look how far Ricky's playing off of him. You cannot do that. You have to be up on him. If he makes a 2-point basket, so what? You still have a 1-point lead. Long rebound. Gasol gets it out. He realizes that's not his shot. Good pass here to Battier. Battier, Miller open up, facing the basket, knocks it down. Pure honey right there, baby.
The Cavaliers have but 2 seconds to operate with after the Mike Miller trip that has tied it at 109 in the first overtime.
And it makes Jerry West feel a lot better about making that trade for Miller after he let go his first and second round pick a year ago to get Miller. Now he's paying dividends.
Yeah, Drew Gooden and Gordon Giricek went to Orlando in the Mike Miller deal. All right, Cavaliers have gone almost the bulk of overtime without Ilgauskas, who fouled out. LeBron James, Ricky Davis, Ira Newble, J.R. Bremer, and Sagana Diop after the Mike Miller trade tied it up.
You got to move without the basketball now. You must move without the ball, and you have to get a shot, I think, inside the paint or inside the 15-foot range. You cannot get stuck out there trying to make a 3-point shot in this type of a situation. You want to try and get a foul if you can.
All right, only 2 seconds left. Catching fire. LeBron James for the win.
Oh.
He drew iron, and we will go to a second overtime here at Gund Arena.
They just won't give LeBron the call.
So Paul Silas and the Cavaliers will have to regroup and try it for 5 more minutes. Catch your breath, everybody. All of you along the Cavaliers television network line, this is a network break for you. Following the first overtime, all even at 109 apiece. Come on back. Second OT is happening next.
This game was brought to you by Giant Eagle, the official supermarket of the Cleveland Cavaliers. By Sprite, obey your thirst. By DiGiorno, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. And by Kraft, for great food ideas, log on to kraftfoods.com.
At the end of the first overtime, I asked a question a moment ago, how much more do they have to give us? We're going to find out. Cavaliers and the Memphis Grizzlies tied at 109. Both ball clubs with 10 points on the board in overtime. Cavaliers, if they win this, it'll be even maybe sweeter because they're going to have to do it without Ilgauskas, who was fouled out. Memphis with the first look in OT.
Key is to start out setting a defensive tone for the rest of this overtime. You must stop him here.
How Gasol. Sagana Diop will fight Gasol. He didn't finish it. And Ira Newble up strong to take it down. And Diop did fight Gasol.
Yes, he did. He was there. He made him shoot with the left hand. Good defensive stance by the Cavs early in the overtime.
Ira Newble will give it up. J.R. Bremer bouncing to the hoop, and it'll go glass, and it went down.
Good move by Bremer. They know he's an outside shooter. Instead of taking the outside shot, he had a nice little up fake, take it to the basket. Good too.
The Cavaliers have established the leads now in both the first overtime and here in the second OT. Battier will duck baseline. Shane Battier came up flat. Battier got his own and reversed it into the cup.
Cavaliers falling asleep there. The game is not over until you receive the ball. You got to keep going. You can't stand there and watch.
Last 2 nights in losses for Memphis, Shane Battier scored a total of 9 points. He's got 20 tonight. Ricky Davis got rejected. Mike Miller out of the pack, running out. Well, Ira Newble came back beautifully to get his hand on it and deflect it away, or that was going to be a Stromile Swift throwdown.
You're right. That was good recovery on the defensive end by the Cavaliers. Coming down 2-on-1 break, 2-on-2 break. Good hustle by Ira Newble to slow up the fast breaks.
Even at 111. About a minute and a half into OT. Back to Pau Gasol against Sagana Diop. Wheel him to the cup. Going to get to the free throw line at the Diop foul. Pau Gasol. This is an array of moves down in that low block.
You're right. Now, the last time he did that turn, Sagana was able to recover. This time he took an extra step to cut Sagana off so Sagana couldn't get the recovery. He goes to the line for 2.
33 points, 11 rebounds, make it 34 and 11 for Pau Gasol. He has drawn 10 fouls tonight from the Cavalier front line. And for Gasol, looking for 35 on the evening.
Very gifted young man there, very gifted.
Career high every time he finds the mark for Pau Gasol in points. And now Memphis up by a deuce with 3:20 left in the second overtime. LeBron James for 3 in the lead and fill it up.
The young man is a competitor. He wants to win.
33 for LeBron James tonight. LeBron with a steal and sliding right in front of us here on the sideline.
Michael, he has great recovery speed from his football days. He is great at laying in the woods and letting that pass happen. Here he is laying in the weeds, bang. Good recovery speed, just couldn't recover the shot. Good defense by LeBron James.
Cavaliers by 1 as J.R. Bremer will try to hawk Mike Miller. Now look at Gasol wheeling that basketball against Sagana Diop. Going glass with his running hook that went down, and Memphis back on top. Gasol with 37.
And what they do is they isolate you because they know he has the advantage because most big men his size can't move their feet like he can, and then they isolate and play off of what he does. Smart move by Memphis.
And the shot clock will come inside 10. Ricky Davis looking to take Battier. Shot clock at 3. At 2, J.R. Bremer's runner. Got a piece of the iron, and now the Cavaliers got to get a stop down by 1 with 2:15 left.
Somebody has to understand out there. Somebody has to be the captain out there. Let them know what's going on.
Mike Miller found Stromile Swift, who got the roll off the glass, and Memphis extends the lead to 3 in the second overtime. Now the Cavaliers, what has happened in a big part of that? I'll go all the way back to that 20-0 Memphis run, because Austin, got to be frank, that's where this game turned, regardless of the outcome. Cavaliers were up by 16, and the Memphis run. They've been able to break down the Cavaliers, attack the hoop, and then find the big men, Gasol or Stromile Swift.
And when you take a look at it, when they started the zone defense, that's when it all started in their favor. Because what it did is the Cavaliers were killing them in the open floor. Then all of a sudden, they come with the zone that slows the game down, that slows the Cavaliers down, and forces the Cavaliers to do something, Michael, that they don't do well, and that's execute half-court offense. They don't do that well. Consequently, they lost the momentum, and Memphis is on the run now.
Yeah, that is not the part of the Cavaliers game that is the most standoutish at this point in the development under Paul Silas. In his 5-game Cavalier losing streak, you find a common thread, a common denominator. And here it is. There have been a player offensively for every ball club that has had a huge evening against the Cavaliers. Rip Hamilton with 44 last night. Latrell Sprewell with his 31. And tonight, Pau Gasol, but also Shane Battier with 22.
Well, to me, that tells you that they don't really treasure the defensive end as much as they should. They haven't equated wins with defense yet. Once they do that, then they will be able to make the transition to a contending team. But you have to start equating defense with wins.
Cavaliers down by 3.
2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes.
And we're inside the 2-minute mark now. Ricky Ricky Davis, and look at Memphis. Now they're going back to the zone.
Now they're going back to the zone. Smart move. Make them shoot over the top. They have a 3-point lead now.
Short shot clock. LeBron James going to triple and missed it all into the hands of Mike Miller.
To be down by 3 with a minute and something left, that's not the kind of shot you want to take, especially with a team that has the momentum like Memphis has.
Well, the Cavaliers were left again with a lot of stagnation at the offensive end.
They stand around looking at each other. I don't understand that either, Michael.
Got to get a stop now. Miller going to turn the corner on J.R. Bremer. And a blocking foul is going to go on the Cavaliers. Sagana Diop. Now they got Ira Newble instead.
Now you have a Mike Miller out front. Now you know from the scouting report that this young man likes to go to his right. He's a right-handed player. You cannot sit there and let him go to his right. You must force him to his weak hand, and if he's going to beat you to the basket, it'll be with his weak hand, not his strong hand. I mean, that's just fundamental basketball, Michael. You have to know those things, especially in these type of situations. You have to know the strengths and weaknesses of your opponent.
Mike Miller is connected on a couple of throws, and all of a sudden it is a 5-point Memphis lead. Cavaliers got to hurry. They just cannot stand around and wait for the shot clock to run down yet one more time.
But see, the zone has been confusing the Cavaliers all evening. That's why it's a smart move by Memphis to get back to the zone.
Ira Newble cannot connect on the 3. And now, with 1 minute left, the Cavaliers are down by 5. Mike Miller is going to get whistled with no foul, just off him and out of bounds. And UB Brown, the one in disbelief. Paul Silas wants a Cavalier timeout as we watch Miller come in contact with J.R. Bremer.
What you don't want to do, is, Michael, for the Cavaliers is to lose a game like this. It will kill their spirit, and they have to dig themselves out of a hole emotionally to get ready for the West Coast trip.
Yeah, losses are excruciatingly painful enough, but for a young basketball team trying to find an identity,
right?
Again, the Cavaliers are going to have to look at, if they are not able to come back, and there's still a lot of opportunity with a minute left, but a 24-point lead at home against a ball club that's under 500. Just can't lose those kind of games.
No, you can't, and that's because they don't have the killer instinct yet. That's what Paul's trying to develop, is to get them to understand what the killer instinct takes. And I don't care what the coach does or what any of the assistants, what they try and do. If the players don't sense that and don't understand how to do that, then that's what the problem is right now. That the players do not understand what it takes to win ball games. Being pretty means nothing. You get out on the floor, you get floor burns, you run through the scorers table, you do whatever you have to do, but you don't sit there and let a team do you the way the Memphis Grizzlies have done the Cavaliers tonight.
Man, Cavalier fans, they were ready to blow the roof off this place, and now, you know, obviously, with the Cavaliers down by 5. Memphis' largest comeback from a deficit to win a game was last season at Portland. They trailed by 25 and came back to win. Tonight, again, they were down by 24 on 2 different occasions and have come all the way back. Inside a minute left in the second overtime.
They're a very scrappy team.
LeBron James had to give it up. Bremer to the hole. Got contact and is going to get to the line. So J.R. Bremer can bring the Cavaliers back to within 3 here with 50 seconds left.
Now see, the zone is set up to force those type of situations. They want to try to make you come inside, and that's when you have to draw the foul. You have to capitalize on your free throw shooting. But the Cavaliers, the zone has bothered them all night. They have to learn how to deal with the zone some type of way, because they can't continue to let teams all season long, whenever they want to stop the Cavs, because the Cavs are such an open floor team, they just force them into a zone and play half court.
J.R. Bremer hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. 45 seconds left. 4-point Memphis lead, and the Grizzlies have the basketball. Now they want to run shot clock. Mike Miller with a shot clock at 8. Miller's going to raise up. Nope. Ricky Davis. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Off Sagana Diop into the hands of Stromile. Swift will hammer it.
Where was he going with the ball? You don't leap in the air like that. I mean, boy, this has been a weird game. This team is going to be in disarray after this game.
Memphis, big crowd of 18,200 starting to file out. As the Cavaliers lost their final opportunity on the Ricky Davis miscue in the backcourt. And the Memphis Grizzlies, folks, they have stolen like the Christmas Grinch
Yes, they have.
tonight.
Mike Miller taking an ill-advised shot. It comes off the rim. Ricky gets it. What was he jumping in the air for? There was no need to jump in the air. Cause a turnover whenever you leave your feet. You got to get rid of it before he comes down. Causes a turnover at the wrong time. Crucial turnover. Memphis looks like they're going to take this baby home.
Cavaliers are really going to have to do some soul searching and think about this one tonight.
Yes.
Ira Newble. Nope, and that was going to do it. Cavaliers had opportunities to put Memphis away a long, long time ago, and they let the Grizzlies hang around, and the Cavaliers have lost 6 in a row. A 122 to 115 double overtime Memphis win over the Cavaliers, who outscored UB Brown's ball club, outscored the Cavaliers 60-35 in the last 22 minutes of this one. And it goes all the way back to a 20-0 Memphis run after the Cavaliers led by 16 to start the fourth quarter. Shouldn't happen, couldn't happen, did happen. 122 to 115, Memphis with a 7-point win here tonight. Now, Austin, you don't want to dwell on it too much, but you know, you have to wonder, and you said it a moment ago, what kind of lingering hangover effect. Because this is a bad loss. I mean, there's no other way to say it.
You're right,
this
Michael.
Kind of bad loss can have on a young ball club.
You're right. And at the beginning of the game, we were talking about Memphis having a hangover from their situation, and the Cavs let them hang around. All of a sudden, they started feeling good about themselves, and look what they've done. They've come from way back to take a double overtime win away from the Cavaliers at their home court.
The Cavaliers now fall 9 games under the 500 mark following the Memphis double overtime win over the Cavaliers. You know, had just about every element that you could imagine in NBA basketball tonight. Michael Regai with Austin Carr, and yet the bottom line is Cavaliers did not know how to close. They didn't know how to finish, and it really cost them. And now they have to think about it, try to find out why, and then go on the road.
You're right, and because you don't want to go on the road with this type of feeling, so practice is going to be very key for them to try and get themselves back in the right frame of mind, but they don't understand what it takes to win a ball game yet, and it just puzzles me, Michael, why they can't finish with positive energy. They come out positive, but they seem to fall flat on their face when it counts the most in the fourth quarter.
Let's take a look at the numbers from this one that went 58 minutes tonight. The 2 overtime Cavalier loss. As you see, Memphis started out shooting 25% and wound up at 46% with a blistering second half. 2 huge threes, one by Shane Battier in regulation time that tied it at 99, and then the Mike Miller triple when the Cavaliers were trying to protect a 3-point lead, and it came out of a scramble situation.
Yeah.
But the Cavaliers were not closing out in that 3-point arc, and the Miller, the 3 sent it into a second OT.
You're right, and that to me shows a lot about the Cavaliers not understanding their defense. Their weak side has been their problem all season, Michael. They don't cover well on the weak side, and you cannot let the 2 guys, Miller, Battier, you cannot let those guys have those shots. You have to force those guys to put the ball on the floor and take it inside, because at that particular time they were up by 3. What is a 2-point basket? You get the possession back and get a chance to go down and do it again.
And ironically, that was the MO for the Memphis Grizzlies. They really did attack offensively, and they were breaking down the Cavaliers up top, but when they needed the threes from Battier in regulation and then Mike Miller in overtime, they got it. And Memphis beats the Cavaliers, a most excruciating, grueling setback for Paul Silas and the Cavaliers. 122-150. We'll go away. We'll come back with more on the Cavaliers Television Network.